realize that after talking to other sellers, a lot of sellers don't realize, hey, been with Pat's fan, welcome. I realize a lot of sellers don't know about the seller tools. I don't know how true that is if there's only 9 people in here right now, but seller tools are really important. And did I catch a celebrity bug? All facials. No, I just, if you're going to do these kind of things, I feel like it should be a face-to-face. I'm more comfortable for now being behind the phone, but I feel like you need to also do this. I mean, the stuff that I sell, it's better to be behind the phone anyway. I'm not a shoe seller where I think you need to be in front of the phone to show the product and have all the personality and all that kind of stuff, And I'm always doing stuff in the background. Like there's all sorts of Wizard of Oz kind of stuff going on that I don't want to be on camera. So I always give people so much credit that are on camera the whole time. I think that's tough unless you have people helping out, because there's times when I need help and I'm like looking around and my eyes are going crazy, or maybe I'm thirsty or hungry and I don't want to be on camera the whole time. But, and sometimes it's kind of, you can be a little more, for me, if you guys have been in my streams, my personality comes out more. I'll be a little more silly and crazy and say ridiculous things when I'm not on camera. To me, it was always like a radio show for me. It was always like a podcast. Why shoe sellers show their face. Yeah, I know that's a good point, reselling. I was just saying how they all do that. I think they're used to doing that probably pre-WhatNot, if I'm not mistaken. I think that a lot of them were coming from the world of TikTok, and a lot of them were used to being on camera, right? Wait, what just happened with this screen? Okay. I don't know, that's just a guess. And I don't come from that world at all, so let's see. The feedback with shoes, that's a tough category. If someone has high ratings in shoes, in my opinion, you must be doing a good job, because that is such a difficult category to sell in if you're selling used shoes, right? Like, who wants shoes that are, if they're a little bit scuffed? And the way those guys sell, most of them sell so fast. Like, you don't even know, it's such a impulse buy. Possibly, I don't know, the worst feedback. I mean, reselling, I think you're right. I actually bought some shoes on a whim from one of the sellers, thinking, I'll resell them or whatever, just to try it out. I like to buy things as a seller. I didn't want to get stuck in one niche. I like to buy things, learn the category. I have to jump right in. I don't know why I do that, but like Pokemon's a good example. I thought I'd do it with shoes. And of course, the shoes that I got, awful. Like, as a seller, here's a quick seller tip. You cannot sell smelly stuff, okay? They showed me shoes that smelled like a blunt, basically. I hate to be blunt and say that, but it was horrible. Like, it reminded me of a pool hall in like the 90s. Records are tough with feedback too, tiny little scratches. Right. So that also is why you need to have great lighting. You need to show the product up close, and you need to talk about the product constantly. Now, that's why a lot of people give me like grief from time to time. Look how close that is. You know what you're getting. And they'll say your auctions run too long because people are impatient. And I get that. But I want to have enough time to show what you're buying. You have confidence in what you're buying. And if you have questions, we have time, and I have time to describe the items. So it really depends. Midwest Pat Spence is getting ready to sell my collection of Joe's, but I have things I am struggling to figure out price on. Correct? Of course, you can reach out for advice, Midwest Pat Spence. I'm happy to help. I do consignments. I also sell my childhood memories and dreams. That's my tagline I'm working on. Brian Greenwood. Oh, this leads me to an ADHD segment called "Thank You for Being a Friend" that I just made up. Brian Greenwood, great supporter of the show. I appreciate it. And let's just say thank you for being a friend, Brian Greenwood. I've traveled around the world, back again. We have 59 seconds. I still think I'm the only streamer ever to play the Golden Girls theme on here, and I hold to it. Yes, Farseed owns a lot of my memories from the 80s, and I appreciate that. The real collectors have them. They belong in a museum. And if you threw a pussy, this is where I wouldn't be behind the scenes, because I would belt this out if I wasn't right in front of the camera, right? All right, wait for more people to get in. We only have 11 entries. How's the sound? How's the lighting? Am I pitchy? Farsi, thank you. Farsi, thank you for being a friend, too. And Swim for Chris. Thank you all for being a friend. You guys are amazing. What a theme song that is, by the way. Thank you, Red Cat, this and that. Oh, I like saying that. But that just reminded me of a song. If you've been to my streams, you know it's going to be all over the place. Someone needs to keep me focused. That's why I need a moderator. Moderators are important. I'm a Segway king of Chicago. Light is good, sound is good. Thank you, Farseed. Best to hit you in DMs. Yeah, for that. Probably. Red Cat, this and that. So I'm going to play a cat song. Hold on. Here's a cat song. How much time we have? 0. Who won? Let's go. No disintegrations. See, here's another thing. You want to know your buyers. No disintegrations. You are a Star Wars collector primarily, correct? And we just learned what that no disintegrations means, even though I really Here we go. A little Jerry Garcia. Yes. All right. Notice Integrations gets Star Wars. May the Schwartz be with you. Notice Integrations. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you're not sellers, thank you for hanging out too. Like, this is meant to just be like a nice thing I'm doing. And start, yes, reselling. Caught right. Hold on. So no D Integrations. Hold on. Star Wars. I know that. I don't know why I'm writing it down. I'm like a waiter when it comes to that, which I still don't understand how they do that stuff. Yeah, I'll send you like a little William Shatner. Yeah, Red Cat. You know this one? I was gonna do this or China Cat Sunflower. Unless it's Tasha Yar. I don't know Tasha Yar, but I think is she like, oh, speaking of smells. Oh, let me go back to that. Thank you, sweet. Hold on. I didn't even finish talking about that. I sell storage unit items. Oh my God. I'm nose blind to smoke. Oh no. Got a ding for smelling like smoke. Oh, I can't help it. That is so tough, sweet home. So here's a quick solution, I would say. Ready? Let me get my little note. I'll be right back. Visual time. Okay, so Sweet just gave me an alley-oop in the lane like I'm Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm just going to stand there and dunk it. All right? So, Sweet, that's tough, right? Now, there's a bunch of answers there, right? One, you know, it sounds like you need some help, unfortunately, with those units. You need somebody to do a smell test for you. Let's forget that. It happened, right? Yeah, cats down under the stars. So, I was talking about this yesterday. You have to include like a little note or something, in my opinion. Now, this is not professional. This is not nice. Like, I would rather get some sort of, like a 4x6 postcard. But this is what I'm working with. And if you are on a budget or a time constraint, then make this real quick. I made this in Google, whatever, Google Word, whatever, Google, the Google one. I made it in a Word thing. So all I did was I put a bunch of them on a sheet of paper. I printed them out and I cut them, right? So here's what it says, if you guys can't see. So for that person that just said they got dinged, it's not fair to me. I think it's not fair if you get dinged before having a chance to right the wrong. So everyone makes mistakes, right? And shit, maybe it's not even your fault. Maybe they misunderstood what they were buying. So let's use that as an example. So I would say, you can write your own note, obviously, but thanks for joining the stream and for your bids. We hope you enjoy your purchase and can't wait to see you in a future live stream. If anything, I put that in all caps, if anything is wrong with your order, please, in caps, let us know and let WhatNot support know, because WhatNot support is amazing. Shout out to WhatNot always. No one should ever talk bad. That's another topic we'll talk about before leaving us a review. So hopefully you'll get a reasonable person. Is that backwards? Anyway, you'll get a reasonable person, right, Grumpy, that will read that and say, okay, I'm going to reach out. They told me to. If you are happy with your item and the packaging, we hope you will kindly leave us a 5-star review on the WhatNot app, because that's important. That's your score, especially if you're a new seller and you get dinged once. It looks so bad, right? Like when I first started and they started doing the reviews, they didn't have reviews when I first started. It started in June 2021. If I'm going too fast, let me know. And when the reviews came out, the percentages are there. If you have like 30 reviews and you have like one bad review, it looks shitty, right? Thank you, Fonzie. Hey, you. Oh no, I always do Tony Danza when I mean to do the fonts. Anyway, so then I put thanks again. I personalize it with my name, extra contact info. I put my, my Instagram, whatever, my WhatNot username, and my YouTube in case they want to check that out, right? So I don't know if that person's still here. What was their name? The storage person. Sweet Home Resale, cool name. You have 5 stars though, thankfully. So that's awesome, Sweet Home. Sweet Home, guys, check out Lisa. Love to see people get a bargain. That's a great way to start off your bio. Owner of Sweet Home Resale in Sandusky, Ohio. Soon to be full-time WhatNot seller. Live unboxing and low starts. I mean, what? That's great, guys. Give them a follow. Looks we're already friends. Any shows coming up? So tomorrow at 1 p.m. So wow, 45 bookmarks. That's amazing. So Sweet Home's obviously doing stuff right. But yeah, Sweet Home, I would say you could also reach out. Here's the second tip on that. This is a great topic, Sweet Home. I've reached out. I've gotten dinged a couple times and it breaks my corazon. It really does. Like I don't take it personally. I'm just like, what did I do? Or what did we do? How did we mess that up? And I want to read that, Red Cat. So I would reach out to them on the chat if you're comfortable doing that. I would just send them a message and always apologize. Don't be defensive and explain, tell them the truth. That's the best thing. Oh my gosh. If I had known that, I would have never shipped that to you. How can I make it up to you? That sort of thing. Yeah, Sweet Home, exactly. And just let them know how you're a genuine person. You have integrity and it wasn't on purpose. And like, you would be upset too. I mean, it's just like customer service. Like In my former life, customer service was something I was really passionate about, and customer retention, because there's nothing worse than leaving a bad taste in their mouth or a bad smell in their nose, sweet home. And it's not you that's representing that. And I did talk about that yesterday about packaging items. I don't want to use, like, you want to save money, but you also, like, I just got this in the mail. I got a, whatever, this bubble. This is perfectly great to reuse, but I had to smell it, and I can't ship it. I'm not shipping this to my customers. I'm not shipping this to you guys because I don't want to open this up and that whiff emanates out, and you're like, oh my God, Springer Collectibles, ugh. Like Buzz's girlfriend, yuck, whatever, you know. By the way, I think Buzz's girlfriend was a boy, so they wouldn't insult anybody. So here's another example of that. Sweet home. I hope that was helpful. I know you definitely look like you're well experienced, but I hope that was helpful. So which product would you rather receive in the mail? Ready? Thrifty Rich, Showstop. Welcome, guys. Toy Box Hero, thanks for joining. Goonies for life. What looks more professional? Exhibit A or Exhibit B? I know it's not the best product to put in there. It's storage unit, sweet home. I feel you on that. A little Lysol. I Lysol this. So one time I got a G.I. Joe lot because I was primarily doing G.I. Joe. And it was such a nice lot, but the guy who sold it to me was a smoker and I had no idea. I literally took apart every Joe and had to give them a bath because I'm not selling my Joe guys cigarette stinky figures. I had to let them sit in Lysol. So what looks nicer? I mean, it's pretty obvious, I think, but does this stand out to you in any way? Or you're like, yeah, like this little bag versus this one, right? It is the worst disintegration, especially if it's clothing. Oh my God, like you can't do anything about clothing. There's little hacks for other stuff, but clothing, you're pretty much done. Anyway, if you're on a budget, I get it. Ziplocs, fine. But I just think it looks better with a bag like that or what's called a clear bag. I used to sell on a large e-commerce site that's not to be named, but I never argue with the customer. Yep, exactly. No questions asked. I mean, just an apology and taking ownership. I think that's like customer 101. It sucks if you think you're right and they're being unreasonable. So what I would always do is you lead with empathy, right? And you try to understand what they're upset about. There's somebody they're disappointed. They feel like there's nothing that can be done. They're losing money. You lead with empathy, and you also give them the facts. Like, I'm so sorry that happened. I'd be upset too. That's not my intention to ship you something that smells. And then you can tell them, well, the smelling one's a bad example. So you could still reiterate what happened and say, it was packed safely. It seems like the back box was damaged. That is not typical. And what can I do to help out? Or how can I fix that for you? Because it probably sometimes it's not your fault that happened. Something's late, something's damaged. It's not your personal fault. It happens. And you know, I don't like to leave bad reviews like that. I would contact the seller personally first and tell them about it so they can learn from it. It's like Yelp reviews. Like people are just like, they're just going swinging like they're, you know, just, I don't even know, like just insults galore without even trying to think like maybe context of what happened or nuance. So it does suck to get dinged like that by a customer. And if you reach out to them and you're genuine in what happened and you try to fix it for them, I think that they might try to get the review removed. And you don't have to necessarily ask them to remove it. Hopefully they will want to remove it for you because they feel bad and they realize, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. Like I got upset and I did my keyboard muscles and I started to type shit and that wasn't okay. So what's going on, Bits and Sukiyaki? Sukiyaki, I still have the Omega watch if you're interested. Hardball, what's going on? See, chat engagement, guys, that's huge. I try never to miss a question, and I will miss a question. Everyone will miss a question, especially in a larger stream. That's why mods are good. But I always encourage people to repeat their questions because I'll forget, especially a lot of the streams I do. I'm kind of running around looking for things for people, which I don't suggest you do, by the way. It's better to be prepared. But sometimes that's just the way it is. Like people ask for something, and you're like, oh, I think I have that. And then you kind of do a little walk around and find it. How much? I think it's in the store. Let's see here. Here's actually, you just gave me another segue, Sukiyaki. So let's go in the store. If you guys know what I mean, the buy it now, the little house at the bottom, I think for you. If you go to buy it now, this should be good for this. Oh, I didn't put it in there, did I? It's not in there. But what I was going to say was the shop. I definitely encourage you to use the WhatNot shop more because one of the coolest things is being able to import and clone things from your shop into your show. You can put them in buy it now, and then you can even turn them into auctions. So the more stuff you put in there, the more visible you are to buyers, and the more they'll discover you. Plus, you might get some sales in the meantime, the passive sales, and you'll have those items that anytime you're live, you can just load them up into the store. So it's like, do the work now and it'll be sitting there forever. Just don't forget to take them out if you sell them on another platform or if you happen to sell them in a show, because that's happened to me. I mean, I'm not a perfect seller at all, but I can definitely tell you what I think will help you. I can give you great advice. Now, am I going to follow that advice every time? Is anyone perfect? No way. The bin is one of the first things I look for at a new stream. There you go. Farsi, great feedback from a professional buyer. I don't know, from a, what's that word I'm looking for? Hold on. Like a returning all-star. What do they call in sports? Perennial. A perennial buyer. A perennial all-star is Farsi. All right, let me see here. We got the giveaway going, and that's our second giveaway. Let me look at my notes here. So we talked about chat engagement. Speaking of chat engagement, I know I've done some of the seller academies, and they give great advice in those. Of course, you can find those. I believe you can find those on the WhatNot site. In the notes, I put the notes so you can find those. What do we have here? Gibby Goblin. I love how you're just like, yep, that's who I am. Cardington Steel. I have a question. I love questions. That's a great question. I don't work for WhatNot, but that's interesting. Showstop. That's a great question. You've got me stumped. 23, welcome back. 23, I believe you're the one that inspired me to start doing these kind of live shows yesterday. Well, yesterday was the first one. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. Just going for an hour. I've seen other sellers do it, and I was impressed. And I was like, I got to try doing that. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And WhatNot does these too, so make sure you're following. I don't remember the screen name that WhatNot uses, but if you search, you can probably find it. I believe that Kenny does a show. Wait, let's see. I'm glad you made it to this. Thank you. 23, let me know what questions you have. When is your first show? And Casey and Kenny. They do an amazing job, of course. Hold on, 23. View profile. Okay, so 23, we need to get 23 some more bookmarks. 23 has a lot of characters we grew up with in the 80s as a picture. So that's already attractive. We're talking about thumbnails. I'm not always the best with thumbnails, but that is a great thumbnail because I know when I see that thumbnail, I'm like, okay, wow, Turtles, Super Mario, Inspector Gadget. I'm going to add another bookmark there to make it 12. Can you guys help 23 and just add, I don't know, 3 more? Variety toy seller and buyer. Love anything 80s and 90s. Come hang out and relive your childhood. IG2 or 23 with a 2. You'll see it when you click on that profile. There you go, guys. It's not 1099K. Thank you. Farsi, that's right. Are you in finance or accounting? Yeah, W2 is not. I don't know why I didn't say that either. Yeah, we're not. We're more like a contractual. Yes, right. There you go. Thank you. Oh, Farsi, I could use some advice. My goodness. I trade you some Marvel stuff for tax advice. Anyway, 11. Let's see. You got it, 23. 23, you're going to do great. Don't worry. Deep breaths. I don't know if you're actually nervous. I just said that. Yeah, everyone should take deep breaths anyway, right? 19 seconds ago. Deep breaths are underrated. 15 seconds. It's not woo-woo. All right, guys. Let me know. That was a great question. I'd love to have some more questions. But I was talking about chat engagement and how they, Casey and Kenny mentioned like how to engage with chat. Ask questions. So I'm going to do that in a second. Giveaways, talking about people's screen names, what you're selling. Any type of engagement is good. Luna, 5522. Luna, what do you collect? I usually say, do you collect Pokemon? Do you collect Star Wars? Do you collect, let me know what you collect, and I'll send you a collector's goodie bag. And a big thank you for hanging out. Even if you're just a Gibby Goblin, like Gibby Goblin 420, who is a very honest person with a screen name like that. All right, so Luna, what do you collect? Let me know. All right, so what was that? I was going to talk about what they recommend. Oh, wait, my question is for shipping. What happens if the shipping doesn't combine automatically? I've never seen that. Unless you're saying as a buyer, you have seen it come in 2 things, which means they're using something called bundling or unbundling, which actually is a great seller pro tip here. That was one of the coolest things they came up with really early, actually, is unbundling an order. So that way you can ship it in separate boxes, because sometimes you'll sell something that's just too much, and that'll also save money by condensing it down into 2 packages. Does that make sense? Is that starting February 1st, everything will be bundled? How do you mean? Die-cast cards. Perfect, Luna. I have some die-cast cards I can send you. Luna. Thank you, Luna. Die-cast. My pleasure. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. It was on Discord. Okay, so that's another tip. Check out the sign up for their Discord for Whatnot. But what does that mean? Everything was, I didn't know things weren't combined. Do you mean like from show to show, Sweet Home? Umbreon's friend, welcome. I know I can learn from you. I want to learn from you guys here too. I don't know all this stuff. There's always things changing constantly, which is great. I saw this one buyer buy a few items, and he was upset the shipping didn't go down automatically. That could just be a glitch, honestly, or it could be the way that the shipping was set up, weight wise. There's a lot of factors there, I would think, without understanding the background of the context. But anytime there's a problem with as a buyer, my experience is that whatnot support is like second to none. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would reach out to them, give them your order numbers, tell them what's wrong, and they'll research it for you. They're extremely fair. So they're like, they won't unbundle any orders in a show anymore. Oh no, Sweet Home. I wonder why. I'd like to learn more about that, Sweet Home. Thanks for letting me know. So they're getting rid of the bundling and the unbundling. Interesting. Unbundling is important, but there must be a reason for that then. All right, that's good to know. Thank you for telling me about that and telling chat. So I don't know. I'm not going to talk about bundling, unbundling right now then, for now. Let's see the poll. I want to see what categories people were selling in. Toys, pops, comics, something else, shoes, fashion, cards. They won't unbundle orders anymore. All right, 23. Oh, you did ask me the question. They are setting shows to ground advance after 5 pounds. Interesting. I think I'm very prepared for my first stream. Prepared for your first stream. I do speak autocorrect. I'm very prepared for my first stream. No longer nervous. Oh, right, 23. What? Fear is the excitement without the breath, they say. Someone really smart said that, not me. Fear is excitement without the breath. I don't want to sound like a know-it-all. Prepare. I got you. But honestly, like that's amazing. Take that nervous energy, that anxiety, and turn it into excitement. I think that's going to go a long way. I totally agree with that. Just dive in there. Talk about what you love. Talk about the toys that you love. That picture says a lot about you, and your description says a lot about you. So it'll be easy for you to just like riff on Inspector Gadget or Turtles or any of that stuff. Shipping typically drops after the first item, and then that's exactly. Shipping keeps changing. For me, at least, like I've seen it from free to next one's $1. They keep changing, which is good. They're always trying to make improvements and do what's best for the buyers, the sellers, and the company. They have to think about all those things. So I'm sure there's really tough decisions. Plus, rates are constantly increasing, and I'm sure they're constantly negotiating with USPS. And I'm sure they're getting approached by UPS and FedEx. There's always competition there. So the more Whatnot can leverage their sale, the amount of stuff that people are shipping, then the better rates they'll get, and hopefully that'll get passed on to us as sellers and buyers. I think. I mean, that's in my old business. That's what we used to do. We would, bring our hey, we're gonna hit these numbers this year. We need this pricing, and because pricing is always going up in shipping, it's a nightmare for the business. So let's see, shipping typically, guys. I appreciate those questions. Let's see. There was a couple of things to talk about. Oh, the seller tools. If you guys don't know about the seller tools, make sure they're turned on. You go in your settings and turn those on. I'm gonna make a video on that. Because sometimes they have this cool new feature where you can have multiple accounts. Is anybody using multiple accounts right now? And sometimes I've noticed it might be a glitch right now. They're probably going to work on some sort of bug where if you switch that account as a seller, it will remember that. And when I go live, it will show the seller tools will turn off automatically. So just make sure your seller tools are on. Welcome, Slick Pickle. Cards fan, Wiz, welcome, guys. Make sure that those are on. And then seller tools have been changing constantly, but there's some really good ones. Let's see if I go to seller tools here. We'll go to the triple dots at the right as a seller. And there's things like, let's see, for example, you can use promote, raid, obviously. Multicast is, I gotta check multicast. I don't think I've looked at that yet. Maybe we should try it live. Is that a bad idea? There's the randomizer. We did a poll. I'm gonna end the poll. So the poll is very important too to use this seller. That's a great tool to engage. That's what I kept trying to mention before, which was during those seller summits, they were saying to engage a chat. You could do a poll. You could ask everybody like a fun question if chat's kind of dead and you just want to, get things going. But if it was like a certain niche, let's say I was selling G.I. Joe, I could ask a question about, hey, who's your favorite G.I. Joe? What was the first G.I. Joe figure that you remember owning? What was the last one that you remember owning? And that'll get people talking, engaging. And a lot of the people in the streams that I used to run became good friends through the stream. So it's good to get chat going and then people share information. I've learned like 80, 90% of what I know about the toys, maybe more than that, from the buyers. So make sure you look at all the cool settings that they have. There's a face cam, there's a randomizer, which I use sometimes, all sorts of cool stuff in there. All right, here we go. All I got to do is remember to describe the item before running. Yes. Tools rolling out within a week. Oh, more. So Sweet Home, how do you know all this stuff? You were in the Discord. Sweet. I need Sweet Home to run this. All right, I love it. Is that all from the Discord? I have Discord on here. I got to check this out. I don't check my emails enough. Discord. Sweet Home, that's amazing. All right, there's a great tip, guys. Check out the Discord. What else? Sweet Home, can you give us, I'd like to turn the tables to you guys. Sweet Home, what kind of tip can you think that you're like, oh, this is something more sellers should be doing. I've learned from this and I recommend this. Like, let's recommend something to 23 that you can think of, if you can. I'd love to hear your advice to 23 also, or any sellers in there. Give 23 some advice as a new seller on Whatnot. I think that'd be cool. I'm gonna do one more giveaway right now. Boom. All right, so far we've given away a little Star Wars goodie bag, a Hot Wheels goodie bag, and we'll do one more right now, guys. Thanks again for joining. My name is John, SpringerCollectibles. I have been a seller since June 2021. Great, sweet, I just talked about that yesterday. Don't start $1. 23, we did talk about that, right? A little bit. I think you were in there when we talked about that. I have a good story about starting at $1 and that was a big mistake. Okay, Sweet Home, great advice. There's a lot of reasons for that. One being that, if you don't have like 30, 50, 100 people plus in your stream, and it's also, let's say it's a category that's very random, like a storage unit. You might only have one person that gives a darn about a Barbie, and you start that Barbie at $1. The other 9 people aren't even paying attention. It's going for $1, and then you're paying 30 cents for the fee. Let's see. I'm going to start everything at my buying price. I think that's a fantastic idea, 23. And as long as you know you're going to it, you're going to build your audience. You might take a couple losses. You might get lucky, and you might double your money on something depending on what you paid for. Sometimes there's bidding wars. Sometimes you get 2 people that need the same thing. There's so many factors that happen. Like, I could run the exact same product, yesterday and get like 20 for it, and then tomorrow I get 30 for it. It's just kind of random. Dope hat. Oh, thanks, Blitz. Actually, I think you gave this. The Toy Man, I think, if you guys know the Toy Man 84, gave this to me, or I bought it. I'll say he gave it to me. There we go. Yeah, look at the bottom. It's kind of like my nose in the screen, but yeah, the 80s kind of thing here. I wore this. So Whatnot was so nice to me, guys. When I went on, I was the first action figure seller on here. One of the first, not the first. Oh, fantastic. Sweet Home. Great advice again. You have the hat too. So Whatnot was at Comic-Con 2022, this was, and they asked me, I was like one of the first action figure sellers, they asked if I would come and stream. So I had the privilege, if you look in my profile, you can see me like sitting like this with the hat on at Jacob Javits Center Comic-Con 2022. It was the first collectible show I've ever been to, and let alone it was freaking Comic-Con, which just blew my mind being there. And I was able to stream at their booth. Their booth was amazing, and it was a lot of fun. And even a couple guys that I met through the stream that bought from me that I never met in person, I met them there, and they were so nice. Just out of the goodness of their heart, they sat there and helped me organize things and run an hour-long show at the booth, a live show. And here's another quick segue. Here's another amazing thing about Whatnot. You can run a show 24/7 virtually from anywhere, and I experimented with that. This was a little crazy. This is a fun story, though, I think. On the way to Comic-Con, I said, I'm going to go live on my Amtrak train because I'm in Maryland going to New York, and I'm just sitting there. I got product with me. I had my little setup. I brought my little stickers, the tray table. I bought little G.I. Joe stickers, right? I put them on the tray table. I had some figures with me for the Black Series I got from you. Oh, sweet, Blitz. Okay, awesome. I hope you love it. And I'm sitting there. I open up my computer. The service sucks, the only problem. And I had to tell the people around me, like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to be talking to my phone and looking at old 80s toys. I'm not a crazy person. Don't worry. And I just went live, and it was shaky, and I had bad reception. But the point of the story is that you can stream from anywhere, which is unheard of. Like, the fact that you can sell anywhere. Like, I picked my son up one time at his friend's house, and I got there early. So I was like, you know what? I just picked up some Star Wars figures. Let's just do a pop-up, and I'll just sell them in my minivan. So I sat there turned the overhead light on in the minivan, parked under a street light, and that was my lighting. And then I went live, and then I sold like 10 things while I was waiting for my son. So I'm not saying to do that. The point is you can sell from anywhere. Any suggestions on how long the show should be? That's a good question, 23. I don't think you can time that out. I think it really depends on how it's going. Like, you might have to go longer than you think. Let's say the show's going really well. So allot that time for yourself so you don't feel rushed, right? And if there's demand for product and you want to stay on and you're feeling good about staying on, as long as you want. Other than that, sometimes it's good to, to quit while you're ahead too. If you feel sometimes it's a vibe you feel like, oh, the show's kind of dying, like then just like wrap it up like in a friendly way and just say, all right, guys, you know what? This is my first show. I'm spent. This was like amazing. I'll be back again soon. Please follow. Remind everyone to follow. And then just end it when you're ready. That's what I would say. Let's see what JP said. He said, for us, it depends on how the show is going and how many people are in the stream. I agree. I will say on that, JP, great segue again, I think, from you guys, which I'm always getting great segues from you guys. Bulls, welcome. Thank you. I would say that sometimes I'm about to end a show. I joke in the streams that it's the algorithm listening to me. Oh, here comes the giveaway. That exactly, Sweet Home Note. JC Dino, that's like 3 giveaways in like a week. JC Dino, you collect Pokemon non-hollow commons, right? That's a nice Pokemon joke there for the Pokemon people. JC Dino, Transformers, know your people. Dog Hoss, my dog. Dog Hoss is awesome. Dog Hoss designed my logo, guys. That's another way, connecting with the people that buy from you. Like naturally, you meet some great people, and Dog Hoss, out of the goodness of his corazon, made a logo for me. And Dog Hoss, I appreciate. Dog Hoss was the moderator before there were moderators. I used to call him the unofficial moderator. I didn't know there was going to be moderators, and then they had moderators, and now he's the official moderator. Dub Nation, welcome. JC Dino, you get yourself Transformers. So I already forgot what I was talking about. That was quick. But I thought it was good stuff. Brotherhood, yeah, Dog Hoss, I really appreciate you guys. Find Dog Hoss on Insta, and if you need a designer to hook you up with good pricing. What were we talking about right before that? Oh, yeah, I remember. The length of the show. Sweet Home said it. So I'll say, like, all right, guys, I'm wrapping it up. That's about it. And then all of a sudden, the show will start to ramp up. I'll go from, like, let's say 15 people to, like, 28. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, does WhatNot know I'm trying to end the show? I joke about that. But, okay. JC Dino, that's good feedback. That's good feedback for me and for 23 and any seller. So are you saying, JC Dino, try to like give people a heads up, like I'm going to be running until 5:30 or something like that? I made a lot of friends on here, so I know what certain people like. Exactly, JP. More great advice. Great advice. I would say if you're a seller and you're already connected with like social media channels and groups I didn't even know existed, by the way, before all this. Those are incredible for reaching out and networking, letting people know where you are. Like if you're already a trusted seller in those, or you're just a trusted collector in those, hey guys, I'm doing my first live, come support me. Even if they're not going to buy from you, come support me. And I'll tell you one reason why, hold on, especially when they still have product available. Okay, JC Dino, so you must hate me because I did it all the time. I'm all for the raids. The raids are an incredible way to end the stream 23. I completely agree. True, Dog Hoss. You know what is new that I noticed? You can restart a show. You have 2 hours now, sellers, to restart a show that you end. So whether that show ends upon not your accord, or you need to stop and go somewhere, but you want to still help your people out with shipping and not start a new stream, you can continue that stream. I just learned that. It's probably old news, but I just realized that just yesterday. But going back to, hold on, what did you guys say? You said, I made a lot of friends on here as a buyer abrupt endings. Damn, what was I saying? I forgot now. In for the raise. It was right before that. I forgot what I was going to say. Does anyone remember what I was saying? JD, do you know? Sounds like a new feature. What was I saying, Dog? So I wish I had like a live DVR and I could just like rewind, or like in Spaceballs when they're watching the movie live. I want to rewind right now. Let's see. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, we always try to give a heads up before we end the stream. There we go. I like that. We were talking about that. We were talking about doing the giveaways, of course. Vendors cutting out. Let's talk about vendors cutting out. What does that mean? What? Oh, vendors leaving early? Is that what I was talking about? All right, this has become a disaster. Oh, was I talking about when more people start coming in, and then The algorithm, is that what? I don't know. Maybe I need to eat lunch, dog house. This is what happens. Oh, keep water with you. See, I need water right now. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you eat. Those are like little things, ending early, that are underrated to talk about, because I am always making that mistake. Always. Not being prepared for a long stream and keeping your energy up. Because it's definitely important. It shows through. Shows through the stream when you start to. It's like I recommend a buyer giveaway at the end and then raid someone. Sweet, awesome advice. Totally agree. Totally agree. That's a really positive way to end it. Definitely load up your giveaways. Those are here. Let's do one right now. It does cost you money, but it's so worth it. I've run so many giveaways. I can't even imagine how many there's been. Like thousands, I think. But that helps you get new followers, which is really important in the beginning. Sal Collects, long time. See, here's another one. Chat engagement, knowing your people. Sal Collects, how's it going? Long time. Sal Collects was on a major G.I. Joe buying spree for a while there. Scrub, welcome back. Scrub had some good product knowledge the other day. I can't remember what it was. I was in a larger show with buyers giveaway, and a non-buyer won it. Ah, that stinks. Yeah, it's tough for them to get around that. It's like a hold on, an honesty policy. Oh yeah, I forgot about giveaways. You definitely 23 giveaways are going to be really important for a new streamer, no doubt about that. It keeps people in the shows. Totally agree. We always try to start with smalls to help with shipping. Also great advice. JP, I didn't realize you were selling on here, by the way. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I was talking about like leveraging Facebook. Hold on, JP, what? You must have a different channel with your wife, maybe, if I remember correctly? Or no? Comics? Did I just make that up? Yeah? Try to pay attention to your buyers as much as you can. Doesn't look easy. It's a lot of juggling plates, right? Sal, thanks for coming back in. That's your store, Sunshine Savings Shop. Let's see, how do I get that? Let's see, we'll do view profile. I'm already friends, all right. And do they have a show coming up? Yes, 218, low start items, new pre-owned pallet. So are you buying, you're doing garage sales, but is it a return pallet that you're doing, JP? Just curious. And 3 minutes of the giveaway. That's another thing. Let people know how much time's in the giveaway. Even if, hey, why not? Hey, why not? I have the Jeter ball right in this room, actually, if you want to see it live. Guys, check out JP coming up, too. Lame when scheduled shows don't. Yeah, I'm a terrible, what's it? What do you want to call it? Hold on. Lame when shows don't happen. Like, why even? Oh, okay. Got it, Scrub. Yeah, that's frustrating. Don't do what Donnie doesn't do, which is I'm Donnie Don't. It happens. Life happens, and you schedule something, and then something comes up. At least me as a dad of 3 kids, or maybe you don't feel well or something. You're right. That's very disappointing for the buyers. I wish that wasn't the case, but I think a lot of sellers don't. I think that's probably more common that does not happen. But what's also interesting about Whatnot, though, is there's so many sellers out there now that, there's always another option. How do you get more people in shows? That's a great question, Dub. That's a big one. Hold on. I'm a new seller. I learned you have to set up buyer's giveaway before your show starts. That is correct. I didn't realize that either upscale, but that's completely true. It's best to set everything up prior to the show. How do you get more buyers, more people in your shows? So, Dub, it really depends on what you're selling. Obviously, consistency would be the first easy answer, like going live at a certain time every day or every week. Always reschedule shows. Yeah, definitely Sweet Home. Oh my God, I reschedule them all the time. Too much. It's terrible. But sometimes you just have to. And that's just the way it is. But Dub Nation, just networking, of course, giving information. Let's say you're in another stream and you're just giving. Like you're up 5 shows a week. Wow, Dub, I didn't realize that either. Wow. I mean, the algorithm is part of it too. Like, hold on, let's see what Dub Nation's got coming up. 9:30 today. Pokemon stacks, guys. Oh, Pokemon is tough, Dub Nation. Pokemon, you get lost in 100. I was joking that I did a Pokemon stream just to see what would happen. Nobody, crickets, right? And I was like, how many shows are there, guys? Over under 80 or 79 or whatever. And we found there was 105 live shows, guys. Good product, great prices. There you go. You need the followers. Let's see. Kudos for keeping up with the chat and auction. Thank you. Thank you, Dog House. That is tough. Boba Fetter, welcome back. DS, welcome back. It's definitely good to have moderators to help with that stuff. And it's also fun. I think people like doing moderating too. And that's another way you can get more followers, Dub Nation. Be a moderator for somebody else and let them shout you out. Get involved in some of those raid trains. Packing paper and bubble wrap, very important. Oh my God. Dude, Scrub, you completely, thank you for segueing for me. I love when you guys segue for me. So let's talk about that. Here we go. All right, I agree. Scrub, I have so much feedback there, it's ridiculous. Hold on. If you're new, and some sellers, you can't blame them. They don't know what they don't know. And if they're not a collector, they don't know. McClunky! What's going on? McClunky's a great streamer, guys. Check out McClunky. Give us a heads up on the giveaway. I absentmindedly entered. I'll leave. No, dude. 10 seconds. Hang out, Jay. Let's see if you can win twice, JC. Do you know? Hold on. I want to talk about packing paper in 9 seconds. And McClunky. 3 seconds. I'm going to guess that McClunky's going to win or Scrub. That's my guess. Let's see. McClunky or Scrub? McClunky or Scrub? McClunky or Scrub? I'm not saying I want to know. 23! Perfect. 23 and McClunky know each other. Beautiful. Hey, you too. Thank you. Guys, what a great segue to follow 23. 23's got first show coming up February 10th. Show your support. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about bookmarks. That's what I forgot about. Bookmarks are important because it's like I always use my Chinese food. This is an old analogy now. My Chinese restaurant analogy in the mall. You go into the mall. There's the Chinese restaurant on the corner. There's a guy giving out samples, right? But no one's in line. You're like, I don't want to go. I don't want their teriyaki chicken. Fuck that place. That place looks gross. But opposite, you go in there, 7 people in line. People are eating up that teriyaki chicken. There's just people there, right? So the bookmarks are like the people at the Chinese restaurant. And you're like, what's going on there? Why are there 25 bookmarks? Maybe I need to check that out. So it helps. It's that social proof. Or when you go through and you see how many people are in a show, it's tough. Because people do look at the numbers, I would think, and say, oh, there's only 3 people in there. I don't really want to go in there maybe. Or maybe you can get a good deal by going there. Some people might like that. But I think the bookmarks are important for that. So if you can build your bookmarks up, I think it's like a mental thing. It's not really fair in that regard, but it's definitely a mental thing that makes it look more appealing, I think, to buyers, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Okay, Scrub. So we got our box. Now, you want to try to save money, obviously, as a seller, right? Didn't know there was a giveaway. Wait a minute. Who did I say? Oh, yeah. Bad connection. 23, what do you collect? I didn't even ask you. Damn it. Oh, that's a good point, Doghouse. It's tough to know if there's a giveaway because it's that little box on the side, which is plus and minus. 23, what do you collect? Because I've been giving away little collector goodie bags. Scrub, I'm so glad you brought this up. We're going to talk about tape and other stuff. Help build new sellers' audience in categories you love by following and bookmarking. There you go. That's a great way of saying it. Sometimes I say something that could take one word and I say like a paragraph and you could just write one thing. Vintage TNT, Simpsons. Okay, got it. 23. I got some Simpsons cards. 23 Simpsons. All right. This is great, Scrub. I'm glad you brought that up because it was on my list to talk about and I almost forgot. Recycle your shipping materials. Absolutely, JP. As long as they don't smell, they're not gross. Just got the package. Fingerette. Beautiful. How did it look? Let's get some live feedback. Thanks, McClunky. my roundabout. I'm trying to think what it's like where there's what's it called when you over explain something. It could just be like one word. What is that called? McClunky's a professor. All right, we talked about the note to put in, and don't get mad at old buyers that I didn't put these in there. Meandering to a point, sure. Still going. You're like Steinbrenner and George slowly exiting. John splaining. There you go. I love that. I'm going to use that one. You took care of my shipment. Excellent. It was fast and in my mailbox. Did you get one of these, Fingerette? Probably a little note that says, don't say mean things about me. Read my note first before you say anything mean. And go in there and give me 5 stars because you want to, please. Thank you. Okay, so Scrub, we're getting to it. See? It's an ADHD, it's a long thing. Boxes. You can reuse them, but here's a box that's taped up. Okay, that's not the exciting part. The part here that I'm going to talk about is what goes in the box. Now, I will use bubble, but I'm trying not to buy bubble. Bubble's expensive. I like paper. There's other things you can use. Paper, we could do the same thing. The whole goal is to put stuff in this box without it shaking around. I should get an action figure here. But I'm going to tell you what not to do first of all, which I see people do all the time, and I never understand it. When people do use bubble, right, or any kind of plastic with Scrub, tell me if you're with this, always go in the box. Yes. Not complaining, just explain it. I didn't make that up, but thank you. I'm going to make custom stickers eventually. Absolutely. Exactly. That's what I was saying. It's a cheap way to do it with the note, but I would prefer, if you want to put a little extra money into it, get a nice postcard. Make it look professional, you know? The Sunday Washington Post. Why not? You can save money doing that, and newspaper helps with any kind of odor. I think it neutralizes odors, right? Okay, but I'm seeing people use either packing tape. Nemesis, what up? Packing tape by mistake on bubble. This is not packing tape. Packing tape on bubble, any kind of, then you're ripping and tearing at it. And if you're like me, or if you're like a little kid on Christmas, you want to rip it open, what you got, and you could ruin it, right? So I tend to use, this is blue, here's blue tape, but I got the weird yellow one too. But blue tape, guys, is your best friend for packing stuff. Maybe holding things down on cardboard because it's low tack, and it looks professional. Painter's tape, exactly. Scrub, what do you think? Painter's tape, especially if you're dealing in like cards and things like that. I've been on Whatnot for years, spent over 90,000. Oh my goodness, wow. They should send you like a plaque. Something that stinks of cigarettes. Yes, we definitely talked about that before. That is a terrible experience to get that. I completely agree. So packing tape in the box. No, don't do it. Green painter's tape. Mine's signature is yellow. There you go. Sometimes I feel like I'm performing surgery, removing. Exactly, JC Dino. I hate it. That's why paper, this is the way to go for sellers, in my opinion. You can, everyone, I'm not always right, but paper will get it there safely. Let's do a little, just a show and tell of that. Like, here's a pair of glasses. Okay, my glasses, right? So, what looks nicer? We talked about this before, but no one was, the same people probably aren't here. What's gonna look nicer? I'm gonna ship you my pair of glasses. I should put a toy in here actually, but we'll just, hold on. Is there a toy in here? Hold up. Where's there a toy? I don't see a toy. We'll pretend this is a toy, okay? My glasses go in the Ziploc, or my glasses go in the clear bag. You hate and no peanuts. This is a good topic, guys. All right, now it doesn't fit in there, but it's just for purposes of explaining, right? 9 out of 10, shipping's great. I always get packing materials from work. Smart. See, JP, if you can find ways to get that, and a lot of you, I'm not saying all guys in here, a lot of your wives probably buy obsessively on Amazon, right? Save that shit. Amazon's got the good bubble, the good boxes, all that stuff. Target, I'm sure you're getting stuff like that all the time. So here's the, how you doing? Can I help you? Oh, sorry. Hold on, guys. What's wrong?
It's how the program. I lost the
That's not here. Oh, okay. I think that's near the post office, which is down the street. It's next to USPS, the United States Post Office. I'll show you. Go out the door. Yeah, go out the door. It's to the left. You broke it? You broke it? No. Sorry, guys. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, shipping. Oh, my God, guys. All right, so someone came in randomly into my friend's shop here. Wait, did someone raid me? An anti-raid? Now I need to sell shit? Thank you, guys. Where do we come from? We come from the Toy Man, probably? Oh, now it looks good. See, we were just talking about this. Now I'm going to get more people coming in. It's the Chinese food theory, right? From the Toy Man, guys, if you need one, does he still have them? Thank you, McClunky. Guys, what a good example of what a raid can do. Trans Hunter Toys. Did I show you the guy yet? The thing. You know what I'm talking about. He's out. Rated your ass. Thank the Toy Man. I appreciate that. Seriously. Mrs. The Toy Man. I'm so impressed that she is on here. I don't know Mrs. The Toy Man. Fresh out of hats. Lift needs one. Just the fact that you guys support the support there, that she hangs out. Very cool, guys. But Megatron, that's what I was talking about. You want the hat. Hit up the Toy Man. I'm sure he can get you one. Thank you for doing that raid. It's going to make a difference. More people are going to come in here now because they're going to see the numbers and be like, wait a minute, maybe he's talking about something interesting that's actually important. Why are all these other people in there? All right, look. So we were just talking about the box and keeping it, as long as it doesn't move. Love the seller talk shows. John with the face. Hey, thanks to Toy Man. All right, where was I? So I was talking to Toy Man about paper versus bubble. The paper it's hard to do a little demo right now, but the paper is good, guys. Use the paper as long as it's safe. It's not, the whole point is that it doesn't move around in the box. No movement with the paper. It's cheap, and you guys have received tons of stuff from me. So let me know when you guys get it. Is the paper okay? It's heavier, the paper? Not really. I don't think so. I don't think it makes a difference. It's all negligible to a certain point. Anyway, I like shrink wrap too. I started using shrink wrap recently. See finger for some stuff. Bubble mailers equals bad. Yes, for toys, definitely. Paper is the best filler though. You can do a combo, absolutely, depending on what you're shipping though. It really depends on what you're shipping, right? It depends how delicate it is and things like that. So that's what Scrub asked about that. Stop using packing tape. Does not belong in the box. It belongs outside the box only, because nobody wants to open up packing tape in their box, right? Like no one wants peanuts and all that stuff. You want to look professional. So back to that. Using a clear bag versus this. Go with this. These cost like a penny, I think. So worth it. You can reuse them too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using Ziplocs, but I would just prefer, if I were you guys, I would use the other. Depending on what you're selling. Everything's depending on what you're selling. So that's what I would say about those. Don't forget to bookmark my, guys, check out 23's first show. F. Kruger, whoa! Oh, let me show you real quick. It's down with the packing. F. Kruger, long time. Good to see you, F. Kruger, in the live. Yeah, Doggos, I should be doing better sourcing supplies, honestly. I used to do that with my old business and like negotiate with like packing companies, shipping companies, because we were shipping like, a lot more shipments than I'm doing, so I had leverage. But I do find like these on Amazon. Whoops, I just dropped them. Like I get these on Amazon. I should probably make links, or these on Amazon. I do still use Uline. Yes, Nemesis. I use Uline. I think the shipping's a little expensive with Uline. I think there's better options out there that I've seen other sellers. But I think there's a lot of information you can find, honestly, on YouTube. And F. Kruger, I love the Back to the Future logo. Check this out, actually. Just do a little, comparison. Everything's kind of transparent now, so it's a lot easier, right? How are you going to pack it when it's something bigger or nicer? Yeah, sure. Okay. So obviously, you want to have different size boxes to fit the products that you're selling. I actually do Plink Joe. The duck race is a different story. Till after they win. Oh, that's got you, Trans Hunter. So yeah, so you can reassure collectors that they get something nice. I'm gonna pack this. It's a great advice, Trans Hunter. And you guys follow Trans Hunter. If you need Transformers, vintage Transformers, hit them up. But yeah, exactly. You want to say like, okay, what an amazing product you just got. I'm gonna make sure that's packed. Like let's say it's a $100 figure. He will be cased. He will be bubbled and cased, and he won't move in the package. He's gonna, get there in perfect condition, better condition than you probably can even see on screen right now. Let's see what McClunky said. I usually end up going with Amazon. It's fastest, good deals, and the shipping, man. The shipping's huge because you get the free shipping as a Prime member. Duck races were fun. I packaged my Action Force Fang. Oh, how did I package it? How was it transferred? That was a tough one to package. Thank you. Because it's got the thing, Stop using sandwich bags. Oh, see finger. There you go. And that's what I talked about 2 times in the stream already. That will look a lot better. And if you're sending a $100 figure out, you better have a clamshell for that. Let me get that real quick. Hold on. Product should not move. Let's look at that. All right, so we're gonna pretend here. I wish I had more visuals, but like I found that for like sealed figures too. By the way, like a good size for like the typical sealed figures. You can get some free boxes from UPS or wherever. Do that, but like a 12.93. This is a 13.10.4 bag example. 12.93 is usually good because you have a little bit of room on top. It's usually about the right length and enough where you can. And I'll wrap this in paper, or you could wrap it like this one's open. I'll probably put shrink wrap on it, hand shrink wrap it. Then wrap it in paper, Also, using cardboard, guys, cutting up cardboard, huge. Like, so things don't get dented. It shows you care. If you can like pre-cut a lot of cardboard, like we do with cards, that's a good idea too. So you have like little cardboard inserts you can put in there, and to cover things like bubble that could get damaged. You definitely want to do that too. Anything creative that you can do to protect it. That's the whole point. You don't want anything shaking around. That's the whole point. So let's use this really high value figure, not really, as the experiment here that Seafinger was talking about. So who got the tip? Thank you, dude. Oh, my sweet home. Thank you so much. Yes. 23, you're awesome. I appreciate that. The tipping feature is incredible, by the way. So there we go. So Seafinger, and then we use one of these. And this can be a used one. You guys don't care. Like, this is a used one. I'll take the sticker off probably so it doesn't look so bad. But as long as it gets there, right? And then I'll put them in here. You know, this is obvious, I guess, but maybe not always. Also, what I like to do is I'll take like my note, or I'll take the work order. If I have a 4x6 sticker printer, I'll wrap it around it too, right? So it doesn't get lost in the box. And then it gives you a little more reinforcement. Maybe the only thing I think you could use peanuts for is, like, let's say you put a couple of peanuts in here so it doesn't move around. Or obviously you could wrap them in paper or bubble, but he's not going anywhere. He's good. And then I'll wrap this up, put this in a box for the high-end collectors. That's how they want to receive it. Correct me if I'm wrong. They don't want to receive it in a Ziploc bag, or, I mean, I've received crazy stuff before. Like I had someone send me like a Wheat Thins box. But, you know, not everyone's a seller full-time. They're going to look around their house, whatever they can use. So, again, to reiterate, peanuts when sending vehicles. I don't think so. I mean, I don't see what chat thinks. I think that vehicles, you probably want to do bubble on the parts. You also want to take off the parts of the vehicles that are susceptible to getting broken, and then bag those separately and wrap them really nice, because that's really why they're probably buying the vehicle in the first place, is for all the parts. I mean, not, you know, the peanuts do suck. It really depends. If you have to, if you're in a bind and you want to get it there safe, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. At least it shows that you're trying to get it there. But, you know, I wouldn't. Thank you, Sweet Home. Guys, check out Sweet Home resale also, guys. I'd like to see you guys sell as well. I really appreciate that. Filling the gaps. I agree. That's why paper, I think, is amazing, because paper fills those voids, little cardboard paper, and you're good. All my figures in shipping. Seafinger, dude, oh my God, thank you, buddy. Guarantee all my figures in shipping. If it's my negligence, you get your money back. Beautiful, exactly. So that's why, again, going back to that note that I had before, if you can communicate with the buyers that you're here for them, and they don't have to worry. Thank you, Seafinger, seriously. Guys, follow Seafinger too. And you're here for them. Hopefully that will take that like anger out of them when they read this note, because maybe they were mad they got something, right? They didn't like, but they read the note and they're like, okay, this is a human. This person cares. They want me to contact them first. I'm not going to leave a review. Hopefully that works, guys. What I found that helps if you make the box airtight by taping the side, taping all sides. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. Oh, okay, yeah, taping all right. That definitely helps. Anytime when there's movement, you don't want any movement. The shake test is so important. And you don't want things getting crushed. So like a piece of cardboard on top of that helps. That's what the Toy Man says. He ships a lot. Package stuff in a way that it arrives safely and how it is shown when they purchase and they know you cared. Exactly. That's right. Hearts don't work in chat anymore. Swipe right to get rid of chat, then they work. Huh, that's interesting. Type all, okay. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to get that secured, because let's say there was like bad weather or something like that. That's a good idea. But I like the shrink wrap that Seafinger mentioned. It's a good idea. Do you know which size shrink wrap do you use? You use like the hand tool one, Seafinger? That's always good. It might be an Android thing. Okay. Do we do another giveaway? Let's do another giveaway. I'm going to stay alive for I was thinking about turning this into a show, but no movement is key. That's right. And too many quotes you could isolate that would sound terrible. Like, all right, guys, everything but the crotch. Oh, I got to find that crotch for you. Hold on. Let me find the crotch. G.I. Joe jokes there. All right, 7 entries, 22. Let's get in there, guys. I had 4 video game stores. Seafinger, I love that. I keep forgetting that. 4 video game stores. Amazing. How much inventory do you still have? Like, do you still have like a freaking storage unit of inventory left over? Do you sell that? You don't sell that on here though, right? You do? Dude, you don't sell it on here? I think from now on, if someone tips me, I'm going to sing the Golden Girls theme song. Just thought of that. C Finger, thank you for being a friend. Off. Thank you, C Finger and 23 for the tips. You're a pal and a confidant. This is when I like to be behind the screen. And if you threw a party, see, I can't do my falsetto. Invited everyone you knew. By request only the games and systems. See, figure that's a big market. I mean, unless you don't want to sell them on here, I feel like you would kill it because your knowledge and your inventory. Thank you for being a friend, C Finger. We just picked up a nice score for our next collectible show: 2 Atari 2600s and 12 controllers. There we go. Jay Peak. Jay Connolly, what? Jay Connolly is also a friend. Thank you for being a friend, Jay Connolly. Searching through the bins is a task. I got you. At least video games have barcodes on them, and it's just cleaner, right? They're all packaged. You can have the same shipping materials, probably. Shamil, Shemazel, something incorporated. That's Yiddish, by the way. I didn't know that. Nemesis, absolutely. I'm so thankful that I was lucky enough to have some great people join the streams. Like, I have had no negative experiences with the G.I. Joe collectors. Doing it our way. That's right. I forgot that Wayne and Garth did that in Wayne's World. I love these old sitcom intros are the fucking best. Like when they stop, they pause, they do the slow-mo pause, and then they're like, and they put the name up next to it. I love that. I want one of those. Oh, this is like, I feel like they're the creator of that. Or like all the mid-'80s ones, like another good one would be like Small Wonder. 2 minutes left. Three's Company, great one, where they're like, and then they put the name up. Our way, yes, our way. Oh, another good one. Who's the Boss? Great, like clips from the show. 18 Magnum, yeah. TJ Hooker intro. I've never seen that one. Hold on. TJ, I never watched TJ Hooker. Wow, what's her name in there? Is that Heather Locklear, huh? Wow, she's quite a looker. That was my like boomer version of your dad saying it's someone's nice looking. Wow, McClunky, she's got quite the body on her, McClunky. This is Toy Man tile show tonight. What's a tile show? I'm moving into, there we go, here we go. I love when people asking questions. Moving into selling 50 years of stuff. Oh, wow. Great question. Those are always the toughest questions to assume that are large. Say board games. I have like 10,000 things. All right, that's tough. So let's see. I mean, the jewelry stuff's probably pretty easy because you definitely want to get some baggies for the jewelry because if anything, you want that jewelry to look professionally packaged, right? Depending on what size it is. I think it always looks nicer when you pack jewelry in these kind of bags. So you might need some small boxes, like 4x2x2 or 4x4x4, or for jewelry, you could probably also do like the bubble mailers, I would think, depending on how delicate it is or if it's like costume jewelry or not, right? As long as it's protected. Okay, jewelry's got you. For into other stuff. So board games are tough. They're usually what, about 20, 20 by 10 by 3. So there's, what was I going to say? You go on Uline, they have a lot of boxes that you can actually change the size of them. So you can, what are they called? They're called multi-level. I can't remember what they're called now. Hold on. But the 20 by 8 by 8s actually are cheaper for some reason for that kind of stuff. Board games are tough. And then the weight, I mean, if you have to have a scale on that, I think as long as you're close, you'll be fine with WhatNot. Oh, who won? Molinero. You get the G.I. Joe. Depending on the size of what you're selling, big stuff shipping will kill. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're loading this up, let's say you had all board games for the person that asked. Thanks, Jay Connolly. Got it from the Toy Man. If you had all board games, then you would want to load up one section of just board games, like, and then put that that weight in for those. So anytime you run them, you don't have to think about it. And it's just, that's what it is. It is what it is as far as how much they're going to spend, and the buyer's going to see that. I guess your question is probably also about some of the newer shipping things. You have everything literally. Wow. When do you first sell, Romans, Mom? We can get people to check your show out. Oh, you're already selling. Okay. Let's see. 100% of sales go to my disabled wheelchair-bound son. He is, okay. Wow, that's amazing. For bucket list trips, buy now. There we go, guys. So check out Roman's mom, doing good things. I'm doing a follow. I don't see shows scheduled, but look out for those. And Yeah, I would also organize by weight and size. Totally agree, Steve Finger. That is tough though. If you have everything, literally try to do theme shows also, so you can get, if you have that much jewelry, just stick it in the jewelry category. I would think, right, guys? I saw hopefully next Saturday. I'm planning to try starting the big shows. Yeah, definitely get those shows up there to bookmark. And if you have to reschedule them, in advance, just push them ahead and just reschedule them ahead of time. And you can always pull it back. Also, I don't mind doing that either to get those bookmarks and just to get people seeing your shows. And especially, it looks like you have a lot of followers. When people see that there are no shows coming up, they might be discouraged. And if they like you as a seller, they like what you sell, they're going to want to bookmark your shows. So even if it's like a month out, like just set those shows up. Even if you're like, I don't even know if I can be there, I would just do it. Thank you, Jay Connolly. I appreciate that. Thrifty Chick Seller, welcome. Let's see. We talked about a lot of good stuff today, I think, guys. Thank you guys for joining, because I wouldn't be able to do this if you guys didn't care to hear all this stuff. Retro earrings for Thrifty Chick Seller. How awesome are these, guys? Vintage and antique jewelry. 5 stars, 245 reviews, guys. Check her out, Thrifty Seller. That leads me to always shout out sellers when you can, guys. Help out other sellers. They'll help you. It's only good it's good. What do they call pay it forward type of thing? Dealing with cancer. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Roman. Yeah, I'm sure it's great to get back and do that and get your mind somewhere else, and makes the app better. Exactly, guys. It's better to not be like, I will promote the other Joe sellers out to Toy Man. There's no reason to feel like you just have to work with everybody and just say like people, I'll be doing a Transformer show. And if I don't have a Transformer, I'll say, go see Trans Hunter Toys. Or if I don't have a G.I. Joe, there's a lot of G.I. Joe shows scheduled. Check them out. The Toy Man might have you. See Finger, Molinaro. They know the guys. And, if I don't have it, let's put the collectors first in that one. First stream today, Nemesis, get out of here. Nemesis has been on the app longer than anyone, maybe longer than me, I think. Right, Nemesis? We all want to look good, so when the new customers show up, we are ready. Yes. Hold on. I missed a chat there. Uh-oh. Don't do what I just did. The stream just disappeared. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. John brought me. I did, Molinaro? Dude, that's amazing. You and Mickey. I should be doing more of the Facebook stuff. It's just weird. To me, it was weird to do that, not being like a longtime collector in those groups, to promote myself. Whereas like someone like SoCal G.I. Joe King, who has a big following, it's probably more comfortable for him to tell people to come over, or Trans Hunter or somebody like that. It's the volume around the weight in most cases. That's right, McClunky. Great advice. Let's see. What else did I miss? I need to is dealing. Okay, got that part. John brought me to that. Thank you, Molinaro. I'm just trying to catch up with chat. We try to do so to fellow sellers on our streams, and if someone's looking for something we don't have, we'll send them who does. Exactly. It's just a good look. Nemesis, what are you selling? Let's take a look. Hold on. Since the beginning. Nemesis has a show coming up today at 6:30. Nemesis First Lap Transformer figures. 143 bookmarks. Okay, Nemesis, we need to learn from you. How did you get 143 bookmarks? Holy shit. Pardon my French. 80s toys, designer figures, comics, Funkos. I'm wondering if Nemesis has a huge social media following that I didn't know about, which is amazing. All right, it's your show, Nemesis. 145. How long has it been up there? Because actually, it's good to learn from that. Because let's say it's been up there for a month. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's been up there for a week and you have 145, you're doing something right, and we can learn from you, right, Pon? What up, Pon? A week and a half. Okay, what's the secret? How did you get 146? Are you the community? What's it called? A group leader on Facebook or something? You know what I'm saying? 146. Let's get him to 150, even though he doesn't need any help. And then all these guys, but that many? That's incredible, Nemesis. But for real, did you tell people that the show is coming up? Like the Toy Man's, I've seen him get like 50, 60, 70, 80 bookmarks. I have no. So, okay, you have a big social media presence then? I think it's good advice if you give it to everybody. That's an amazing amount of bookmarks for any show, right? Punisher's new graphic. Well, Nemesis, good luck. Is it G1? Yeah, see, everyone wants to know. Just a good person on the community. That's amazing, Nemesis. Seriously. Is it G1 Transformers? Let's look in the store here. Yeah, respect, right? We're going to tune in. See, that's what I was talking about. It's intriguing now with all those bookmarks. Like, how did Nemesis do it? And If I click on your show, it's going to take me out of my show. So we won't do that. But let's see. Good person in the community. Yes, see, I do. Respect. All right, guys. Thank you. 2008 to 2012. Okay. For the do you know Trans Hunter Toys? Power Rangers, welcome. Wait, Power Rangers. Are these Power Rangers? Like little metal guys? Does it say on the bottom there? That's a good lighting right there. All right, guys. What other questions can we do? I do want to go live, but I feel like I can't go live in a seller thing. So he's very knowledgeable. Yes, he's helped me with Transformers. Let me show you. Is Transit? Are you still here? American Arbitrage. They were one of the early ones. Yes. Thank you, Doug Ross. This is true. Punisher was a huge help for me also. As Dog House was one of the first. Same with Nemesis. Nemesis is one of the first people that bought from me, I believe. Jay Connolly. All right, so did we cover? I think we covered all the stuff that I wanted to talk about today. Let's see. One thing I thought about doing was, if anyone wants to do this, we could do a show and tell segment. I've always talked about doing that. I started doing interviews. I was interviewing collectors. I think that actually helped me in the beginning with you guys because I would, just bring on somebody from the community. I learned it by watching you. I would bring on someone from the community, and then people cared to see that. And Woodstocker, I did an interview with her and a couple others. Jay Barker was the first one to do it, and he has an amazing collection. But I thought it was fun. We did it during a show. I did it with Drew Bug also, where we just gave him the hosting ability, and he showed us. We did a little show and tell segment. So if somebody's in a position where they want to share something and show something in the chat real quick, I think that's good advice to sellers anyway. Like if you can do something like that to engage with chat, like depending on what you're selling, if there's something interesting that people want to flex or just show to the class, who didn't love show and tell? So that could be something we could do also. Let's see what else we have here. Seller tools we talked about. Got a huge collection. I try to help others who don't know as much. That's great advice too, JP. You want to talk about the product, talk about fun facts. TJ's Unlimited trash removal. All right, let's see what TJ's Unlimited says. Does the buyer pay the extra if something is not weighted correctly? The seller. Great question. I would say it's the seller, I believe, TJ, but I haven't seen anything happen like that on either side. Buyers, sellers, what do you guys think? I haven't seen that happen yet for me, except if you try to change it while you're shipping, then it'll give you up to 5 redos or whatever. This is your brain on jokes. And said free shipping. Oh, Asking, I bought something, then noticed they didn't weigh it. Interesting. I think you'll be okay because seems like the seller's issue, and you get 5. Thank you. That's a better way. Nemesis, you get 5 free weight changes. See how I do that, McClunky? I always over explain the simple thing. I could have just said you get 5 free weight changes. Thank you, Nemesis. Rod, welcome. Yeah, what happened to the podcast, guys? Where's my footage? Do we have the footage? Let's see. Here we go. The Toy Man says, let's get advice from other sellers. We weigh all of ours under to keep it cheap for the buyers. You will never pay more as a buyer than you pay to check out. There you go. The seller should update it. And usually it's negligible to WhatNot because there's a spectrum, I guess, or whatever of weight that it can be. As long as it's under a pound, for example. For the most part, they probably have a flat rate, I would think. For the most part, it's probably a negotiated flat rate. We've had to pay shipping before they changed things, got reimbursed for it. There you go. The seller's responsible for those inaccuracies, but most of it is volume overages that cost you. There you go. Volume is really important. It was Guitar Hero, guitars in the boxes. Only reason I'm asking, I'm not surprised when they arrive. I don't think you'll be surprised, guys. And if you are, WhatNot's amazing about helping you. So I don't think you'll get dinged at all. Size of box doesn't matter. Right. It's the motion of the cardboard now. Yeah, it's usually the volume. Actually, I don't know. The size does matter though, because if you hit a certain what's it called, dim weight, then they start dimming you on the way. But that's more for UPS and FedEx thing. Better equipment and life seems to get. I totally understand that. I will say, Rod, that a lot of pro YouTubers and podcasters will say the opposite. They'll say don't perfect it. Like Mr. Beast, I was listening to, or not Mr. Beast, Mr. Ballin, I was listening to earlier, and his first video was awful quality. He said on YouTube. Now I'm not saying everyone's going to be Mr. Ballin, obviously, but got 8 million subscribers now. The point is, you just have to do it, and then you keep getting better as you go on. That's all. But let's see. Keep the shipping down to keep customers. Yep. Yeah. They are over 12 when you run into issues. Yep. And TJ's unlimited trash removal. So it sounds like you have a trash removal business. Dim weight can crazy high. Yes. Be very careful with that. The Toy Man, someone earlier in the chat mentioned that they were getting rid of unbundling, which I thought was kind of weird because I think unbundling that helps everybody. It keeps costs down for Whatnot. It keeps costs down for the buyers or the sellers. I don't know. So if that larger item in size is only added by weight and costs a lot, then I have 5 changes in a week. Yeah. So just be prepared for that. Like, let's say, Romans, if you have a lot of that product, then you can actually make a custom shipping. What's it called? Custom shipping category. I forgot what it's called. Where it's like, I had one called G.I. Joe Mox for a while. If I had it, but that's like just something like this. But really, that was like unnecessary because you could just say 4 to 7 ounces and that covers it. But if it's a special box size and you want to put that in there, then you can do that by making your own custom shipping profiles, if that makes sense. It's more of a software issue program we use. Oh, I got you. Oh, you clean out houses and estates. Oh my God, I'm intrigued by that. TJ's Unlimited, that business. My friend started one of those, and I'm always like, it's like seems like a hit or miss thing where you can either really, I guess you do well with that no matter what, but you probably have some crazy stories. I would imagine, like nightmare stuff, like hoarder type houses. What's like the coolest thing you've ever found, TJ? Like in a removal, have you ever found something really valuable that nobody realized was there? I've heard some cool stories from other people that in your space. It's more of a software issue. Hold on, let's see. I'd never get taxed for overages. Yes, and Digitech, welcome. Rip and Run, welcome. All right, guys, hold on, let me see. Dre, Drums is in here? I didn't see Drums. What's going on, buddy? We were talking about shoes earlier, Drums. Guys, any questions for me right now? We've good conversation, and it's being helped by you guys bringing up things that I don't know also. Let's see. The underwear of cave women was impressive. I don't know what that means. The underwear of a cave woman was impressive. All right, let's see. Let's play a song. And then I should probably go live and sell some stuff soon. First pair discovered was epic. Oh, I got you. In an estate, I got you. Impressive and aggressive. Let's see. I always message the seller first before I promote my shows on their stream. I guess we lost the trash removal guy. I was curious though. Here we go. Oh, there it is. That is how I got my video game collection. My best find was $23,000 in cash. Dude, that's sick. TJ's Unlimited. What? A crawl space in a PVC pipe. Wow. So like, how's that work? Like when they sign it away, it's like everything is yours. It doesn't matter who's. That's how it works, right? When you do the removal, it doesn't matter what you find. That's just. I'm curious. All bills, 1996 and 97. TJ's Unlimited trash removal. That is so cool. I want to be in your stream so I can hear stories. Let's see. Shows. I'm following back. I don't see any shows yet, but guys, look for TJ's Unlimited trash removal, and he's gonna get unlimited cash if they leave it in there. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. That's so cool. Maybe you'll find something like a Honus Wagner next time or something. But I'm sure on the opposite spectrum, you probably found like a dead cat too, right? I'm assuming, not to make that a bad thing. My pleasure, Romans. Anytime. Pop Culture Dynamite, who is a star, a reality TV star, guys. Everyone, props to. I need to eat something because I can't even think of words. I can't think of the words. It's yours until the mafia comes back. Was it in like a what am I thinking? Like a Quaker Oats jar or something like that? Let's see, or a Band-Aid boxes. Thanks, 23. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to do this like more, guys. I think this is kind of fun, but I do have to sell some stuff. So paid means you got paid, and that was it. Yeah. Oh, in my contract it states when I start the job, everything on the property belongs to me. If they remove anything, that contract is voided and still paid. TJ, you got the business. I love it. All right, on the opposite spectrum, I know we're getting off topic a little bit. What is the word, like the opposite of finding $26,000 or $23,000, where you're like, oh fuck, I can't believe I took this job. I just found not a dead body, but you know what I mean. I just found a like chemical. I don't even know, like a chemical spill, mold. Yeah. TJ, I'm assuming you got some protective gear when you go into some of these things. Thank you, Rod. Back to the show. So it's really important to engage with chat, which I'm doing right now. Thank you very much, Rod. Always engage with chat. We talked about shipping. What else did we talk about? Including notes in the packages. We talked about that. We talked about not using shipping tape, packing tape in the box. Don't use packing tape in the box, guys. Broken utility services that have been leaking. Oh, God. Yeah, seriously, man. What a nightmare that stuff is. Because I have a friend that started a trash removal business, and he's debating whether to keep it going or not. It's like another bit. He has like a bunch of businesses, and that's like one of them. And I was like, I don't know anything about it. Would you get into that, TJ? If like right now, would you like, yeah, I would do that again, or would you say keep away from that business? It's not worth it. Keeping a positive vibe no matter the sales price. The Toyman, that is a Ray Combs top 10 answer on the board. Ding ding, and it's. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've definitely broken that rule. So the Toyman speaks from awesome knowledge there. That is so true. Just congratulate, move on, great buy. I make jokes about it sometimes, which is fun, but make them feel good about the deal they got. The ghetto's superhero name is Robin the Hood. Answer your message from buyers. Yeah, Seafinger. No chat ever goes unanswered. But sometimes I do forget to check the messages, guys. I gotta do that better. Keeping a positive vibe is right. Raw sewage. Rose, you're welcome. Did you talk about promoting future shows? No, that's a great advice, Transcender. Make sure you tell people to bookmark your shows. I know a lot of you guys do that. I forget to do that sometimes. Remind people to follow. Hey, I don't have what you need today, but follow because I probably have that next week in another sale, or I'm always getting new stuff. So make sure you follow. Great advice there. Who did Indy learn from? Let's see. Truth. No one likes crackers. Definitely mentioned that it was a steal. Oh, you're kidding. Because I say that. You put the item up ready to sell it. Yep, I'm just reading your chats, guys. Here we go. Starting it is slow. My dad started in 1992. I started when I was 18. Awesome. Yeah, tease future items, good idea. This toy man taught me the rule number 1, never get high on your own supply. No, it says, don't be a little bee. Nobody likes a complainer. Yeah, Mrs. Toyman should do her own one of these shows because Indy had. Okay, I'm catching on with the chats. I love the chats, guys. We try to tell buyers if there's something they're looking for, message us. Absolutely, JP. Great advice. I just asked you guys what the advice is. We'll get it all from the chat. Enabling isn't correct either. Don't coddle bad individuals. Oh, actually, wait. This is a great topic, Punisher. You got me here. Ready? This is my most controversial topic I think we'll end with. Banning people and taking shit personally. You used to have a service for modding sellers' streams? I need to eat something. But as we listen to the sweet sounds of George Michael, that's George Michael. So, banning people. No. Stop it. Don't ban anyone. This is where you have to have controversial top 10s, right? Like whenever they put like a top 10 list and it's like, what do you mean that song's number 1? That's bullshit. Like you have to have that, even though I'm being truthful, right? Maybe you should make a seller's podcast. I love that idea. This is it right here, right? I can turn this into the thing. I like it, Rod. Thank you. I want WhatNot to see this, honestly. Like I want to help WhatNot on their side of things. I want to help. I want to be a corporate guy with WhatNot guys. So I think this could be. I'm being transparent. That's what I want to work with them. Yeah, there you go. So if I do stuff like this, I want to show them that I can help. I mod for free anyway, but I want to know exactly. I've been doing this a long time, guys. Now, accidentally, and I have a huge background in growing businesses and customer support and all that stuff. Let's go, Brian Greenwood. So, what was I talking about? Mods bidding? That's tough. I see what you mean, JC Dino. I think that maybe you need to establish that the mods are just collectors too. But shill bidding is the worst thing possible that you could do. Like shill, I always worry about that with other streams, like shoe streams and there's card streams. I used to think there's no way there's not shill bidding in some of those things. They would get crazy. This is early days, and we've seen shady stuff that happened, which unfortunately resulted in us losing the ability to do some of the games we used to love doing. Okay, but I was talking about something else and I completely forgot. Hold on, maybe you should make a podcast. What was it? Oh, banning people. All right, so what do you guys think? Banning people. Felix the Cat, my dude, welcome back. Thank you, Brian Greenwood. I don't like banning people. I think and this is more than just banning people, like taking it personally. It's rare that I'll get like a troll in my stream or whatever, or somebody. But I guess it happens, right? So never ban unless they are blatantly disrupted. There you go. The Toyman said it. And do it with grace too. Like do it quietly. I don't think there's any reason to. And Pun, I'm not calling, dude. This is not like this is my personal opinion. Everyone's got their own thing, right? They would see hold on. They would see the cancel transaction for mods and raise a red flag. Oh yeah, totally. You're right. Exactly. I just wouldn't do it. I would not ban. I would just have fun with it. Like they don't even want to. If someone's there, like, and you're like having the whole point, I think of a troll, and we're an older generation, right? I don't understand trolls, right? I don't just like we don't understand people that eat Tide Pods or cut up Pokemon packs with scissors. We don't get that, right? Can we agree with that? So I don't get trolls, and I mean I kind of do psychologically. I guess they want to like have some sort of fun control and all that shit. So avoid customer service complaints. I guess Toy Man, I think it depends on the type of stream. So like I'm saying this, but I bet there's a great argument for like other sellers who are way more experienced than me that know that certain people just don't belong in their stream. Okay. And maybe there's a reason for that I don't understand. But I'm going to talk from my experience. I don't think banning does anything good. And the first time I got banned, that's what says everything right there. So I was in a stream, and I doubt this seller's still on here. I'd love to know. Hey, Sarah Zadig, thank you so much. Your gem. Hold on. We got to do the theme song. Don't let me forget what I said. Bookmark what I said. Hold on. Let's pause what I was saying before. Because I want to talk about this. I think it's an important topic that I don't know if people talk about this topic. You guys let me know if you hear people talking about it. I get mad when I see sellers get mad at chat. That always bothers me for some reason. I don't know. I have a real it gets like a real ill feeling when I see a seller like engage like that. I just think that no one in chat wants to see that. Do you know what I mean? It's unstable behavior. Okay, I've said stuff to SoCal too about that. I'm like, dude, don't ban. But here's the thing. A lot of these guys who are selling, I have to remember, they're coming from a Facebook world, right? Where that's like a good thing to ban people probably because they're getting non-payments and like terrible people. And it's probably a good thing to ban those toxic people. It's when you're banned, when you're like on the trigger finger on banning, when I think it's a problem. Let's see, there are some weird feuds that come and go. See, I try never to have any of that nonsense. Again, I can't speak for others because other people have their own personal shit. So beware of it. Exactly. So back to that. The banning. Don't do it. Have fun with it. If the troll comes in, if they're disruptive, fine. Then you might have to ban them. You know, I would say consult trust and safety for that with whatnot. But I like have fun with them. I'm like, I joke with them and kind of say like, what's going on? What are you here for? You know, what are you trying to do? Yeah, don't be scared. Just kind of like embrace it. And then they lose their power. As I was saying before, I don't understand trolls, but I think what I do understand is if you're affected by them, just like a big brother that's annoying his little sister, if you're affected by it, it gives them energy to be more of an asshole, right? And then they're like, yeah, I got what I want. Even though we don't get it, rise above it. Exactly, like Molinaro says. Even if I don't get it, I could just like, I try to befriend them and I try to almost psychologist kind of approach them. I'm like, what's going on, buddy? What's wrong? What do you need? You know? And then they'll say a joke and I'll say, you could have said this, it would have been funnier. You know, whatever it is, just go with the flow. And I think your audience will appreciate that more than you being like mad, because nobody wants to. Do you want to hang out with me if I'm like, fuck this guy? No. Yeah, it's an opportunity to show that you're a better person, that you don't take things personally. And I think that'll come through well. And I think chat will, anger sells nothing. There you go. See, again, McClunky, everyone could sum up all my little blah, 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 ramblings with one sentence, and Jay Connolly did it. Can a buyer find out why they got banned? Great question. I got banned. I didn't tell the story. So I got banned from a stream. I tried going in the stream. I was like, why am I banned from this stream? What the hell did I do? Right? So I don't think they can find out why unless they get banned and they message the seller somehow. That's a great question. But I forgot to tell my first story, why this became important to me. So I was in a show. This is early whatnot. This is early 2021, right? I got to stop reading chat for a second so I can finish my story without messing up. Then I'll come back because I love reading the chats. So I was in the show. And if you know about baseball cards, you know, Ken Griffey Jr., one of my favorite players. And I was in a stream and the seller was talking about 89 Topps packs. He said, come on, guys, let's bid on this. You can get a Griffey rookie. You can get this. You can get that. And I was like, excuse me. Actually, and I tried saying it the nicest way. Actually, Griffey, I chatted. You know, I'm chatting. Griffey was actually in the traded set. But, you know, I could see whatever. And the guy's like, oh, look at this guy. He automatically went off on me. He's like, oh, look at this fucking guy. Knows it all. Like, I don't know baseball cards. Oh, you're telling me he was not in the trade. He was in this? Let me show you right now. Look, there it is. 89 Griffey. He's like, put it on the computer. This motherfucker comes in here and tells me. And I was like, no. You don't understand. Look, it's a traded card. And he said, that's it. Ban. And I was like, huh? And I got the ban thing come up. And I was like, what's wrong with this fucking guy? Really? you need to see somebody about your issues, my dude. Like, oh my god, yeah. Like I was literally like, yeah. Let's see next. Okay, thank you, Transcender. I thought Trans was like, see, I can misread this and say next topic. Stop talking about this. Guest host on your streams. I like that. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, but like that made me realize like, and I have no experience streaming it. I come from none of that, right? I never would have thought I'd be doing what I'm doing right now, talking to you guys and all this, and selling stuff live. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what collecting was until 2021, right? So anyway, don't ban people. I think is the whole point. That's my PSA. Um, and it's just bad. I get to keep talking about it, but I just don't think it's. What's the point, you know? So guest host is nice, and they can entertain the audience. Beautiful. Trans Hunter, you want to go on? And Trans Hunter, are you near a transformer that you could show us as a show and tell? But do you guys, anyone, if you have something constructive to say about banning and why you do it, I'd like to hear it. But I think you just don't do it. And if those people are coming on here, someone else, they're gonna get kicked off the app somehow, probably anyway. Like, what's the point? It's a weird place to troll, by the way. Like early on, I remember there was some trolls came in here. It's what a weird place to troll. Like I'm gonna go into a GI Joe stream on a random live stream app and say dumb shit. Like what a waste of time. All right. Anyway, I never banned pun. I never banned anyone. I've never banned. I don't think I've banned anybody. That's right, Dog House. Thank you. Yeah. Then I was like, you're in the wrong place. Get out of here. I got a Star Wars book. Okay. Sure. What kind of book? What kind, is it older than is it older than the Toy Man? If it's older than the Toy Man, it works. Okay. That's my baseline. If it's older than the Toy Man, we can see it. All right, let's try. Here, this actually makes sense because we talked about co-hosting. We talked about engagement with chat. This, I know, no Transformers. What's up, man? So here's a way you can use the co-host feature. So this actually is relevant to the stream. So what I'm going to do is click on Transcender if it still works. All right. And what we're going to do is make him we're going to invite the co-host. If you don't know how to do this, here we go. Now we're going to split screen. Where is he there? Dorkistan! And now make sure you guys follow. This is another way to promote Trans Hunter, by the way. Ooh, wait a minute. I just sold one of those. Is that a pop-up book?
No, it's not the pop-up book.
So how cool is this?
Can you hear me?
It's not
you
the
guys
pop-up.
can hear me, right? No, this is cool though. Check this out.
All right.
So this scene was deleted. This is a deleted scene. This is not in Star Wars: A New Hope.
That's when he's talking to what's the guy's name?
Biggs.
Big. Oh,
Can you hear me or not?
Biggs. Yep, we hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is Biggs. If you have the Blu-ray, this whole scene was deleted. And I just acquired this book and it talks about what they say, the conversation. But yeah, obviously this is what I was trying to get at is like you can talk about how you can guest host, you can have special guests. But yeah, I mean this book isn't anything special. It's just the first thing I had here.
Great way to showcase that what you said though. This is an excuse for us to do the co-host feature. Which, by the way, there's a little up and down arrow. I can put him on top now. Is he on top now?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple slot cars. I mean, there's not really much here that I have available to me right now. Yeah, you're right. I should have Transformers. I actually just got some Masterpiece Transformers. But yeah, I mean, like I have the bottoms of these. But yeah, you know, you're always trying to sell slot cars. I got some slot cars. I feel like this is a topic that isn't utilized as much, and I think more streamers can do more with this. I do it with Mecca all the time. I'll be at my house, and he's like, one of his buyers are looking for something. I have it at my house, and then we co-host, and then I just take it to him, and he delivers it.
That's fantastic. So you can locally. That's a brilliant idea. Actually, I did used to do that too with cards with Brad, and we sold cards on here. But I totally agree. And just I can promote you now. I can promote Trans Hunter Toys and say go see Trans Hunter Toys, and then they can learn about you. So it's a good way to cross promote. So you know maybe you could scratch each other's back. Maybe the Toy Man lives near a lot of guys that you know that he could do a show with somebody. He probably already has done that. He did a thing with S Falcon recently. So
actually, the Toy Man was at Winterfest, and I helped him sell his Defiant. I mean, I told him we could put it in the booth. It didn't even make it in the booth because he got bombarded by all these people. And I mean, he'll tell you the story, and it's funny because the guy's wife who bought it blamed me for forcing the guy to buy it, and I never did. The Toy Man took it over at that point, and he sold his Defiant. He just happened to sell it in front of my booth.
That's amazing. See, that's
so yeah, man. I feel like you guys can talk about co-hosting, and I mean, you're in Maryland and I'm here in Ohio, so
Yep. No, Punisher said it well. He said you can be competition or community. Punisher, again, you guys summed up my long diatribes with a brilliant sentence. Punisher, you can be competitive, competition, or community, and everyone should choose community. I got over 47 masterpiece Transformers in my collection. Oh my goodness, JP, that's amazing.
I mean, the Toy Man promotes me, and I appreciate that, and that's awesome. Just like he just sold a Hydra Flow today, and I was like, hey, can you show me what's missing on it, so I can probably try and complete it for Rays, I believe. So, you know, that's it's just helping the community. Period.
It's a small community too, so a lot of people know one another. You guys all know each other, which is always amazing to me. How cool that is, and your reputation precedes you. So when they see Trans Hunter Toys in my stream or the Toy Man, whoever, um, that's relatable, and then they can see you live in person and when you do your toy shows.
Yeah, I don't know how to. Well, I'll flip the camera just so people can see me, but it's not here. Let me. There you go. I mean, I'm nothing special to look at, so
I just
it
meant
is
when
what it is.
they can see you in person at the trades at all the shows you do.
Yeah, and I've already met a bunch of people. That's the thing. So, it's not, I met C. Fingar, I know the Toy Man, Mecha, Masters of Cybertron. I know a lot of these people
Awesome.
already. I mean, they're all great guys. I met Bama and Joe Terra this past weekend. They were hilarious. I mean, Jay Khan, I met Jay Khan.
Wow.
He was with his sister. I thought it was his wife. So that was kind of funny.
Thirsty like that, yeah. That's great, man.
But
But
yeah, man, I think more people should encourage this because it's just going to help the community.
we should use. I should use this feature more. It really does help in so many ways. It's entertaining.
We've done it a couple of times when you're like, hey, can I have some
Yeah,
help with
true.
whatever you're selling? And it's no big deal. I mean, you know, I'm helping you, you're helping me. It's all the same.
But Trans Hunter Toys reached out to me because I had this huge Transformer collection, and he, out of the goodness of his heart, offered to help me organize it. So like things like that can connect you guys in community networking. If we're just if we're doing seller tips here, talking to your community of resellers and collectors can only help you. It's helpful to help a seller that doesn't know what they're selling. Yeah, definitely, JC. Totally. So, JC, I think I'm going to take that Ford Max and we're going to part them out.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to it. You're doing a great job here. I do love this. That's the reason why I was trying to add into it. And I
Thank
mean,
you.
have another seller guest host, the Toy Man. And I'm
Yeah.
not just putting them on the spot, but whoever, anyone that wants to volunteer. I think
Yes.
it's only gonna make the app better. And I think this is
Let's do
awesome
one more.
that you're doing this, John.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Guys, follow Trans Hunter.
All
And
right, man. You guys take care.
thank you. See you.
Bye.
How do I end this one? That's why I always forget how to end it. Hold
Yeah, I always mess that part up, but
on. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Okay. I did already start to part it out. That's a good point. It's always weird when it ends because then it's like silence. Anyone want to raise their digital emoji hand who wants to try doing what we just did? You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. You could just show a piece and then we could talk about it. Or if you're a seller and you don't want to be on camera, you could just talk about your selling. Anyone want to raise their hand? Nathan Creek, welcome. McClunky, you available? Jason, who else? If no one's available, all good. We can finish it up when we're talking about and listen to some more gem. But maybe next time. I'd love to bring anyone else on. In the bathroom, that's not going to work. The Toy Man, are you still here? The Toy Man, want to chug a Red Bull? I'm available for a moment before my daughter's reclaims. There we go. Let's see McClunky. I've never met McClunky. I don't know if you want to be on the camera, but let's do McClunky here, guys. Make sure you follow McClunky. He's a great guy. From my experience of interacting with him virtually, I feel like I know him. Here we go. Allow to invite to co-host. Let's see McClunky.
Yo, how's it going, John? Yeah,
What's up?
person, man.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. So I want to return the shout out. Sorry, I just kind of ran down to the basement where I set up shop here. But I want to return the favor because Springer was the one who really inspired me to become active as a seller on the platform. Just was looking for that kind of missing piece in a very busy schedule in my life. And this was a great place for community when I was available. And Hey, yo, what's up, Chris? Hey, I know that guy too, Molinaro Matt. So I just always had so much fun in John's streams, and I was like, oh, this is a good place for a lot of my interests, a lot of my kind of effed up sense of humor, and also it fits my time frame where sometimes you're just like, what happened to my social life as a parent, So it's been great for that, and also just to get toys out of my house. I just made that decision not to do that. Like,
I'm sure your wife likes
not
it. The more stuff going out is better,
so,
right?
yeah. The basement is now like a workout place for her.
Nice. I appreciate you coming on, man. It's good. The
Yeah,
guy's
absolutely, man.
McClunky, guys.
Yay, it's McClunky, the mystery.
When do you go live next, McClunky? When can people find you on here?
So we started this thing called Special Mission Saturday, which is at least a 3 seller kind of, I guess small raid train. So Seafinger starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, raids into me at 7 p.m.
Oh man,
Eastern, and then I raid into Blast at 10 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Pacific.
amazing.
And other folks jump in every week. So someone will kick it off, or if one of us aren't able to go that weekend, someone has the option to take that slot. So it builds some community and
That's
just a
amazing.
solid lineup for Joe Bros.
Guys, that's so brilliant. Like, I didn't even mean for this to be like seller tips from sell. Like, that's a seller tip right there. Like, you guys made so like you're all success. You bring in 25 people and then just transfer them right to the next show. Like, how great is that? So
Yeah.
they don't have to start from scratch, and it's great for the buyers too because they get a marathon of what they collect. It's amazing.
Yeah, and some of that, what you were talking about earlier, as far as feeling out the sensitive line of like, if you don't have something in stock as a seller, but someone in the chat sells and they have it in stock, what's the like proper decorum for that, right? So
Yeah,
this kind of encourages folks like to pick up some of those cues and be like, hey, Blast actually may have this in stock, or Blast feels comfortable
yeah.
knowing the sellers who are on that day enough to put it in the chat and be like, hey, I might be able to hook you up at 10 p.m.
That's fantastic too. Like, you guys are all working together. I love that. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all good advice, guys. And maybe it's a line that maybe McClunky doesn't sell classifieds or something. I'm just making that up. And it's like, oh, Bounce has classifieds. I'm not sure if he does, but that's another way you can do it too, guys. So that's awesome, man. Spanky, JC Dino and Trans Hunter Toys should be on here. Big in Transformers. I've done some Transformers, but Trans Hunter Toys will have. He has more than meets the eye. He's got what you need. I
Well,
think there's more with the seller on live, says Trans Hunter. Yeah.
I think it's important for folks to have like their nest egg brand, right? The cornerstone brand. Um, One that's something a seller can invest in more often than not. And then but branching out is the single biggest thing for me in building an audience and bringing new people in, maybe to my regular show, or just keeping a variety going. And
Yeah.
that's something too that I really saw was you were super successful at.
Thanks.
And also, like, if you just like touching Joe's stuff all the time, you're like, how many times? I mean, I don't
How
sell
many
this one
wild
that
bills can
often,
you sell?
but
How many
you
wild
know,
bills can I sell? Is that what you're gonna say? Like
like how many, exactly. How many bazookas can I possibly sell in 1 year? So
you do need to know when to pivot in any business, right? And I hate to bring up the word business because a lot of you guys are collectors and they don't
it
look at
is,
that. But like, it got very saturated. GI Joe. The market starts to change. My access to Joe's changed, and like also my interest in what I want to sell changed. I still want to do GI Joe, and I will. But like, I had to explore Star Wars, and I want more followers. I saw the Toy Man doing it. He's sold in multiple categories before, and I realized that too. And then once they launched the storage unit one, like that to me is like you can encompasses anything you want to sell. So it's good for the ADHD brain also, and it's good for I have doll buyers, I have diecast buyers, Star Wars. So I think it only helps like diversify if you're doing it seriously. If you're doing it like because you're a collector and it's supporting your hobby and community, then who gives it? Who cares? And just do your thing and be an expert in your thing. But if you can do a
and I
couple
would
of lines, Yeah.
I would just say for anyone who is curious about estate sales or storage unit sales, do your research and talk to people who do it, because you will quickly find you need a dumpster like immediately, because half of that unit may strictly be like toxic garbage,
Yeah.
and you just bought it and it needs to be out within 24 hours. Like, what are you going to do? So talk to people who do it, and this platform is awesome for that.
Well,
So
it's funny you
reaching out
say
to
that.
sellers.
Storage auctions just came in. The name Storage Auctions literally walked in. I thought that was kind of
Yes.
funny when you said that.
Yeah.
He must be
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, I just came into the show and you're talking about what I do. But that's great advice because it looks great on TV, right? All the glorifies all that stuff, and you think you're gonna find some treasure, but really you're finding like a shitty mattress, literally probably, and a bunch of Tupperware and people's old clothes. So yeah, that is tough. I agree, and it's a lot of work. You got to think about your time also. Oh my god, like I've made mistakes buying collections and not thinking about the time that it takes to go through. Tons of used furniture. Oh, reselling, everything knows about that stuff. You know, like having to go through how long like baseball cards are a great example. You know,
Yeah.
like having to go through all that, is it really worth it at that point? It's better to sell in bulk or just not even deal with those types of lots for
Yeah.
sure if it's going to take a lot of time. So like some people, I'll be like your stuff's worth $500, but it's going to cost me hours of time and paying someone to put it on, you know, listings or whatever. I can give you like $50 and like to take, you know what I mean? Like it's just not worth the time. So it's storage units for sure. You could waste a whole day doing that stuff. I'll let other buyers know if I don't have it. Check. Yeah, just reading some of the chat. Good stuff, McClunky. McClunky, so you're live tomorrow, so everyone should bookmark McClunky for tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, please do. Yeah, I'm on at 7 p.m. But you can check out C Fingar at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then Blast SB at 10 p.m. Detoyman's kicking off the day, I think, around 11 a.m. But he also has an
Oh
11
man.
p.m. tonight, and that's a great opportunity to see one of these like maestros in action. Just to, and you don't have to be a more performative seller. Like
Yeah.
John is really outgoing, really personable, really funny off the cuff, um, seller. I have a like an entertainment background, so like my default is just to kind of rely on some of that. And Detoyman is just this naturally gifted, like his brain goes brilliantly 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a great place to pick up little nuance tips too. um,
Totally.
and once you're streaming, like you pick up that you got to keep talking, um, and that's kind of important too. And there are a million things you can talk about, right? Don't be intimidated. You can talk about like what brought you to collecting or selling or this app. You can talk about you know uh, like individual products. I mean, let buyers get to know you, because that's huge for like return business. And if
So,
they don't like you, they're not going to tune in anyway. So
right.
don't worry about it. Be yourself. And
Humble, relatable, be yourself. I totally agree. I appreciate the compliments too, and I've tuned in to some of yours, and you do great. Like,
I'm,
and I've learned from you mentioned something great because I learned from other streamers too, like the cadence and things like that. That's not my background, so listening to how they run a show, repeating the product, you know, things like that, not having dead air, you know, find other influences like that. And you don't have to be like the Toy Man and have the hype, or you don't have to be like me and be, you know, whatever I am. I don't know, just silly and weird, whatever. Um, you can be, because some people like a different affect, they like a different vibe, and it doesn't have to be that vibe. You don't have to be like the Red Bull guy. You could be someone
right.
who's dry, and people eat that up too. Like Popsy's shop is a great example. I think he runs a great show, and he's kind of dry, right? He's not like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
outgoing, but he knows his product really well, and he's like a very nice, knowledgeable, fair person. So yeah, be yourself, like J Peak said. Check your seller messages.
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
directed to me?
Seller message. Yeah.
Yes, 7 5. But no, all great advice. We could probably talk for hours about this because, you know, what's your entertainment background, by the way, if we can ask? Curious. What you?
Um, so it's kind of mostly theater. So
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I've been a professional actor for about 25 years, but I ran a nonprofit theater for 10 years of that. And I work mostly as a freelance director. And yeah, I've been a professor for the last like 11, 12 years now. So
So awesome. Do you have we could find your IMBD if we wanted to be creepers?
yeah, there's not a lot on IMDb. There are some quotes there, but you can like go deep dive Google stuff and find production pictures. And I also was doing a lot of it before stuff was like, I don't know, newspaper articles aren't really out there anymore.
Gotcha.
They
You're
sunset them.
all on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool world to come from also, and that's why you're probably so comfortable also talking and all that, I would imagine. Yeah. Because I'm not even used to being front on camera.
Yeah.
That's something you get used to, because I am not used to that at all. I'm trying to get used to it now.
No, it's nice, man. It's good to see
Yeah.
your face regularly. Yeah.
I think it's more comfortable, obviously, being behind it, because like there's so much going on, so much the Wizard of Oz kind of stuff going on behind the scenes, and when you're just there in front, I always am amazed that people do that, and the whole time. So I like how the toy man does both. He'll switch between that personality. I think that's a good combination, and then the product.
It is. Yeah. Usually for me, I flip it when I have like a point to make. Chris calls it like McClunky's Corner or something like that. It's like, hey guys, seriously, like be cool to each other.
I like that.
Come on, get in there, team.
Seller tips. Yes.
Yeah.
Connected. Yeah, that's awesome. We can keep talking for hours, I'm sure. I was doing these interviews. If you ever want to do that and bring it back on my YouTube or whatever platform I end up doing it, and we show your collection and we talk about your collecting journey, I would love to do that with you. If you're down.
Oh, you got to find someone with a collection. I started folding mine in. So like I'm only down to like, stuff, and usually like the childhood stuff that is beat to hell. Those are things like, so I have like cleared areas of collection. So this app has been like,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then giving back to and it's going to a good collector's home too.
Yeah, and I get to like, play with this stuff.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Hey, that's the best, It's like, if I had this as a kid, it was in the garbage like 2 months after I had it.
Yeah. That fun fact on that one was the first vehicle mail away. See, we could take one item like that. We could probably talk about it for 10 minutes. First vehicle mail away. There's something about that. It's amazing how cool it was too. How smart that was built. The way it comes apart, puts everything in the backpack. Like, I love that thing. If I do, I always talk about my collector's shelf. Yep, there's the backpack. That would be on my collector's shelf. Thank you, Trans Hunter Toys. Personal stories, he's saying. So it's relatable when you tell personal stories. Is what Trans Hunter's saying. I agree with that completely. And for sellers, it's easy to do that in your niche. Like I can say to McClunky, what was your first G.I. Joe? And like people want to know that. They can relate to that. Or what's the first movie you saw? We can guess and have fun with that too. I used to guess people's ages I would ask them like 3 questions, like what's a song that you liked, I don't know, and I could guess their age. There's McClunky right there, and we can look at his name. We know he's a Star Wars guy, obviously. That helps. But man, good stuff. So thank you, guys. Thanks, McClunky. Guys, make sure you check McClunky out tomorrow. And have fun with your daughter.
Awesome. Thanks.
That's it, man.
Thanks so much for having me, man.
Person. Appreciate
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Thanks, buddy. All right. See you.
Thanks.
How do I do this again? See? And there it goes. All right. Here we go. And now it's quiet. It's weird. Thank you. Oh, the Toy Man shows photos of him. I love that, Trans Hunter. Trans Hunter's got some good stuff today. I actually did that in some of my thumbnails, guys. Early on, I would show, there's a few pictures of me where one picture I was playing with the Vamp, and I had no idea I even had the Vamp. I put that in one. I had my brown He-Man and my Savage He-Man, which I did sell to, I think, one of the guys on WhatNot here. And Greedo First Shot. That was a terrible re-edit, by the way, but we wouldn't have McClunky's name without that re-edit by George Lucas. So then I had the Jetfire. I have a picture of me with Jetfire. So that's really cool. I like that Translator. That's great. That's great, too, because it's so relatable. Like, all of you guys who grew up with those same toys or whatever it is, if we're talking about that niche, that's interesting. I one time showed a picture of me with the first pair of Jordans, which I wish I still had because they'd be worth like, what, 10 grand at least? Stuff like that is definitely fun. Buyers and sellers get to know you. Exactly. I looked at it like a podcast, because like you listen to like your favorite podcast or radio show, you feel like you know those people because maybe they talk about personal things. Like even like Bill Burr, I feel like he talks about his personal life. A lot of people do now more than they used to. It's more transparent now, and that goes down to just us regular guys, and girls. I think it's fun to do that. I actually learned that from one of my favorite So my influences on here as far as streaming came originally when I got on. I had to learn what this whole world was, and I would watch shows like sports card shows because I didn't know what breaking was, and I was about to be breaking. And I watched Going Twice. I always say that. Big shout out to Going Twice. I don't know if the original guys are still doing it, but they were so good at running the streams. And I learned from them, just like McClunky was saying, he got little things from me and other sellers. But I learned a lot of this, a lot of the little references I make, and I haven't listened to the guys in a while. Cavino and Rich, if you've never heard of Cavino and Rich, oh my God, they're incredible. And now I think they're in sports and stuff, but I listened to them on Sirius Radio for like 20 years. Ed, what up, Ed? For 20 years, I think I listened to them, and they're highly influential on the way that I run these shows and the stuff I talk about, the quotes, all that stuff. A lot of that is borrowed from Cavino and Rich. And obviously, it'd be cool if someone actually knew who I was talking about, and it's surprising that people don't know. I feel like more people should know about them. But they were like so open about their lives, and they even would let the guys who listen to the show come visit New York City to go to Sirius Studios and sit in the studio. So here's a story I've never told. I went to Sirius Studio, for you Goonies fans, and I sat in on the radio show. They don't even know who I am, and I sat in. So much useless 80s knowledge. That's how you can talk forever on these things. And people, sometimes they want to, most of the time they want to hear that. So I sat in the radio show, right? I went there twice to visit them, and it's a live show, and these guys are such professionals and so amazing what they do. And they would just talk nonstop for 3 hours, and I used to think, how the hell do they do that? And now I'm kind of doing that in a weird way. I was actually going to reach out to them and see if they would come on WhatNot, but that's another story. So I got to sit in, and Sean Astin was the fucking guest, which is really cool. This was like 15 years ago now, and I'm a huge Goonies fan. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. So I'm sitting like across from Sean Astin, and they're talking about Goonies and will there be a part 2? And he's right there. And then like I was allowed to be there. It was just really cool. So I learned a lot from those guys. They were very selfless, down to earth guys, and the way, and they're so funny. So like a lot of my sense of humor comes from those guys. Next topic. Payment issues. Oh, good one. All right. That's why you should be a guest and show everyone and talk us through it. Wait, how do you, oh, okay. Yeah, JP. But if you've never seen those guys, you could probably find them. I wish I had that show. But like if Dog also still here, the I'm just explaining, not complaining, comes from Cavino and Rich. Gomez Adams. I definitely picked that one up from them. Like silly stuff that you guys hopefully find funny. Or there's a bunch of other ones. And then I make my own stuff up too, as you guys know. Nesquick, welcome back. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Got it from the Toy Man. Gomez, Adams. So wait, next up, payment issues. Okay. So payment issues kind of is Patty Duke's I know, isn't that nuts, McClunky? Oh, hold on. Underrated Sean Astin movie. The best Sean Astin movie. Toy Soldiers. Done. Drop them. What do they say? Drop the mic. Whatever the people say. Toy Soldiers. Deep cut. But he's Bruce Willis of snotty little teenagers, and worst acting ever. Will Wheaton. Stranger Things. He was great at Stranger Things, but his acting capabilities to go from being Mikey in Goonies. He was also in Whitewater or something with Kevin Bacon. He was good in that too. But he was a leader and you believed it. That's how good of an actor he was. Carl Weathers down, man. Why you got to bring us down, Rod? Whitewater Summer, thank you. Yes. He's a great actor. Okay, topic. Trans Hunter Toys. Thank you. Just found out. Okay. So if payment doesn't go through, I don't get all bent out about it. I think people used to get really upset about it on the app. And I think, again, this comes from people on Facebook, probably, because I could imagine how much stress comes from selling on like a Facebook or one of those things where payment's everything. If it doesn't go through, you get to chase people. Anyway, if payment fails, chances are these days, it's a problem with the way they set things up in the app. It's a problem because their bank is doing something. So I just put it aside and just move on, honestly. And usually it comes through, and usually the seller will reach out to me. I'll put the item aside. If it goes through before the end of the show, great. It sells. If not, I'll save it for the next show. Whatever. And if I can talk to them somehow and they can say, you know what, my card's not working or whatever's going on. Okay, cool. Let's rerun it. Fine. Like, that's fine too. So that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Trans Hunter. This kind of goes along with the banning thing. I'm not banning somebody because their payment didn't go through, because there could be a plethora of reasons that they're banning, that their payment didn't go through. The seller needs to normalize that and make it no big deal. Exactly, McClunky. I don't know why would we get upset about it. For him, it's his negative balance. Like, just move on. Like, especially if there was bids on it, like the money's not coming through. Why get mad about it? I'm sure it's happened to great buyers. Like I would lose some great buyers if I did that. I've seen some of my best buyers have that happen. So imagine if I banned them or got upset about it and like they're spending all this money with me and I'm going to get all bent out of shape about it. No, don't do that as a seller. No way. Just move on. It's annoying. Flip the little thing away, move on. You can check back in about it. Say, hey, message me. You can always look back and look in you can ask your moderator to look at it and see. So don't worry about if payment doesn't go through. It can be annoying. Sorry about that. Good to see Ed in here. All right, the seller needs to know. Okay, got it. So I think that was it for that, right, Trans Hunter? So it was about the that was the only thing you brought up about that, right? Multiple payment methods attached to the app. There you go. I think the ban button is like in a weird place too, Jake Conley. Hold on. So there's block is right next to. Oh no, remove from show is near invite to co-host. So I don't know. I think they need to like change that a little bit. The good things are too close to you, like opposite things. Like you can co-host or I'm going to ban you. I don't know, one or the other. But yeah, like you said, Trans Hunter, if payment doesn't go through, it's definitely no big deal. So don't go banning people with your trigger finger and that sort of thing. Talk about the shop button. I did a little bit. So the shop button, here's what's great about the shop button. First of all, you want to load as many things into the store, which I don't do enough of. Once you load them in the store, actually, WhatNot makes it so easy to load things into the store, unlike other apps like that start with an E. Let's see, I would love to, but the wife works from home. So what's in there is good to show people. Like, for example, I have like little ancillary products are good to sell. Like if you buy, let's say you're a card seller and you buy in bulk and you have a bunch of, I'm trying to find them. If you have a bunch of card sleeves, why not throw some up in the store? Give it a good price. Like you're still making a little something and it can help with their shipping. Or maybe you break even. Maybe it's a lost leader, or you break even on it. I put O-rings in there for people. The more stuff you have in your store, I think the better engagement. People might find you in the search also when they're searching for a product. Maybe they're searching for BCW card sleeves, and then you come up and they discover you as a seller, and then they can see your shows that are planned. It's all sorts of things like that. So using the store is really important. And let's say you have a bunch of stuff in the store, you can load it from the shop. If you click on the home button there, I'm going to make a video on that. And you can search for the stuff that's in your shop, in your show. Most of you know this. You can load it into the show, and then you can run it as an auction, which is pretty amazing that they have that capability. So it's best to first put things into the store. Then you can be selling. There you go, cross promote, exactly. Then you can passively sell. Like I had a couple things yesterday sell passively, which is the best feeling when you get that email and it's like, oh, your gem poster sold, right? Let's see. We always have our shop loaded at all times. Works great. See, I don't do that enough, so that's why you guys should do that more. Like I'm going to load my store up more. I remember when it first came out, they were really pushing for that, and I think that's why they do buy first, where it's not the reverse, where they want you to put stuff in the store, then you can import into your shows versus putting in your shows then importing to the store. I think that's why that we don't have that capability, because they want you to load it into the shop. Haven't sold an item in my store in months, unless I'm live. Interesting. I mean, that's tough reselling. I don't know. It's getting better. It's still in the early stages. So I think it's important to have those things in there. If for nothing else, have them in there so you can use them for your shows. Like I love being able to do that. I think I put some in here just as an example. And it took me 2 seconds. If you go to my buy it now, yeah, you can see there's a few random things in there. And I can turn them into an auction if I want. They don't have to buy it now. So there you go. Sorry if it has been asked already. No reason to apologize. Let's see. A first-time seller, how should I everyone talks about shipping is a big one. Wow, I should spend more time learning about nuances. Okay, it's all about the charges, adjustment charges. So it's hard for me to answer that because I don't know what you're selling, and it seems to be a moving target, Johnny, because they keep changing the. From what I understand, a lot of things are changing with that. But I would say that they do give you 5 redos or whatever, 5 chances if you make a mistake. But what are you shipping, Johnny? Maybe that'll help me answer the question too. What products are you shipping? Let's see. Does Johnny have a show coming? Oh, today at 10, Johnny. First WhatNot show. Give him a bookmark, guys. Let's help out a new seller. Other estate sales and storage. But I'm not sure what you're selling. It's hard to tell. That's a thing that WhatNot talks about. Being able to understand what someone's selling based on their thumbnail. Let's see. Collector of everything and everything. Always carrying the coolest items from collectibles to vintage clothing. Johnny's effing Cash. Check it out. Oh, Johnny F and Cash. Got it. Like, Johnny Cash. Carl, what? Oh, man. All right. So from my experience, bundling items helps shipping. Carl Weathers died. We should do a little, let's see, having some standard items gives buyers an idea of who you are. Yep, McClunky's right. So Johnny, that's okay. It's my advice. Like I'm also I make the same mistake. Like I have some terrible thumbnails right now. That's why it's like do as Donnie does, whatever the thing is from Simpsons. I'm going to tell you what I think the best practices are, but I may not always follow them. But you should. And having a thumbnail that speaks to what you're selling, like who had it before? 23 had a perfect thumbnail for what they were selling. Or obviously just take a picture of your products. Some people like to put themselves in the picture if they, for their personality. It really depends. But I was curious what you're selling, not because of that, but because you were asking about shipping. I wouldn't worry about it at all if you're just selling, like, let's say I'm selling action figures, for example. There's just nothing to worry about there. Like, they're all going to be like 1 ounce. So it's not going to matter at all. All right. So Monkey Stash. Whoa, welcome back. Monkey Stash has been selling on here, right? Question: if we send items out and they get broken shipping, and what returns to the buyer? I've never heard. That's a great question. No, I've never heard of that. I hope not, Monkey Stash. But let's back it up. The core issue here, though. Monkey Stash, you've been selling for a while, though, I think, right? We buy storage units, estate sales, and collections. Guys, check them out. I'm following them. No returns. Bid responsibly. All right, can I give you some feedback on that one, Monkey Stash? Can I use you? Today at 5:30, yarn overload, knitting and crochet supplies. The Monkey Stash, you need to teach us how you got 75, including my bookmark, 75 bookmarks for a knitting show. What don't we know? And then today, wait, you have 2 shows scheduled at 6. Wait, you have one at 6:30 also. 146? Yo, you got to tell us the secret to getting so many bookmarks before I give you my advice on the no returns part. Where were we? We got to talk, Monkey. Hold on. I sell that like crazy. 9 months. What was 9 months? I missed the thing. Well, I'm getting dizzy from all the lights. 76 now. There you go. Okay. How you sell that like crazy? You sell yarn like crazy? All right, guys. Now I need vintage t-shirts and yarn now. You've been selling 9 months. Okay, maybe I think you have a different monkey then. Maybe it's a different monkey. But 9 months, that's great. Guys, you're doing amazing if you get that many. I don't know how you get that's an amazing amount of bookmarks. Please tell us how to get that many bookmarks. It's fantastic. The yarn they love. So Monkey Stash, very interesting. How did you get the yarn? Hold on. What is the yarn? What did they just buy it to knit like quilts and stuff? Let's see. Yarn Overload Help. That's a great title. I like the title. Great title. Now I'm going to talk about the returns thing. I'm going to use your thing to talk about my thing. It does help, but still. 2 storage lockers full of yarn, Monkey Stash. Love it. Guys, that's so cool. So cool. I didn't know you could sell yarn on here. When the app came out and I was one of the first earliest sellers and I saw like different categories coming soon, I kind of like chuckled to myself like, yeah, they're not going to sell Disney on here. That's not going to go well. Or records. Oh, poor record. I did like I was like, I'll try to sell diecast or records. No one's going to watch it. And then, oh my God, now they have everything. Yarn doesn't break during shipping. That's a good Ed. Ed's like a fucking genius. Whoa, thank you, daughter. See, someone just purchased a pack of sleeves. We just learned again why it's important to load your store up. Thank you. So with older ladies, they eat up yarn. See, we can learn from everyone, guys. I didn't know that yarn was a thing. So, Monkey Stash did the right thing to buy, and it's lightweight. So going back to 2 things, the core of your question was things breaking and crafts. I mean, let's look at how you're shipping it. Would you say that it's your fault that they broke during shipping? I've shipped over, and it's not a brag or anything. I sell like delicate action figures. I think I've shipped 20. It does predate Joe's. 25,000 peanuts. All right, you missed my thing about no bubble wrap and no peanuts earlier. How many sleeves? This is awesome, Monkey Stash. You're the best. Please follow Monkey Stash. 100 sleeves. 100 sleeves. You can, and if you want more, I'll try to give you a discount if you need more. You bubble wrap yarn. And at Monkey Stash, I'm totally being nice. Like I'm not just giving these are my opinions. They're definitely not always right. So I don't like bubble for a lot of reasons. I talked about it before, but I want to stay on topic. So like the no returns everything. I personally treat everything like I am Nordstrom. I'm going to guess that you come from, thank you, Rod. Keep me focused. You probably come from a reseller background of doing things either in person or Facebook or you probably have been doing it for a long time. Is that true? Before Whatnot? And you probably dealt with a lot of like an eBay. I bet you were on eBay for a long time, something like that. And you probably dealt with a lot of like scoundrels and flighty people and terrible people, right? And they would try to return things, and it's probably annoying. I don't know if that's true, but anyway. So bubble wrap. So I'm totally wrong about Monkey Stash. Damn it. Okay. So this is the first place you're selling? So I wouldn't put no returns ever in this. Look, I'm using you. I wouldn't put like something like, what do you guys think? Let's ask Chad. Forget me. If I see a seller that writes no returns with an exclamation point, no cancellations. Oh, that's a big one for me. Forget returns. Returns, bid responsibly. I agree. You should write that. But I am all about accepting cancellations. So I'm all about no banning, accepting cancellations like you wouldn't believe. Rule 8, except when you're wrong. That's the only thing I use bubble wrap for, is to keep scratches off box set. Very good. Paper is TBC, well said. And I'm not saying this to be a jerk, Monkey. I think it's good advice. I'd love to hear what chat says. I'm totally cool with cancellations. I'll just sell it again. And if usually when the things, when a cancellation happens for me, it's either that I didn't describe the item correctly, or we discovered something was wrong with the item during the stream. That's a big one. Like I'll sold it, and then one of the people in the chat will say, "Oh, did you see that his finger's broken or something?" I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't describe that," and I will accept. I was like, "Can't put the cancellation in. Let me cancel it." So several sellers won't allow cancellations without a ban. I don't get that. Why is that? Fix a mistake in pre-bid. That's terrible juju. There's no reason. What are you trying to accomplish there? Like, make your buyer unhappy so they never come back again and they talk shit about you and leave a bad review? Is that what we're going to get from that, right? So, sorry, no cancellations. No, take the cancellation, move on. Like, be like Nordstrom. There we go. That set me up. I think that's good advice, guys. It's not on the seller. Right. Exactly, Shom. So if I cancel on them, that's not going to look good either, right? I've seen bad sellers that don't last. Right. The bad sellers will cancel on them. And you guys have had this happen to you before. You get a good deal and they'll cancel on you. That's unacceptable. What's up, Wild? That should never happen. That's another story. But let's stick to, this is a selling thing, reselling everything. You accept cancellations, right? You have to accept cancellations. And again, I am not coming down on Monkey. Hopefully I'm being helpful here. And I'm open to that. I could be wrong. And there might be something I'm not thinking about as to why you would have that as your policy or why you would do that. That's all. And I wouldn't put like no returns. I would just put everything as open to being, the customers, you want your buyers to be happy. You want to have them as a long-term customer. Like Roadster, didn't we have something? Hold on, not Roadster. Video game stream, never bought from that dude again. There you go. I put that per what someone else told me. Monkey Stash. There we go. I bet they came from the world that I was talking about, eBay, Facebook. I would leave that out. Keep it all positive vibes, Monkey Stash. You got WhatNot's got your back. Like, you're on an amazing platform here where they are seller just supportive like you wouldn't believe. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. Let's see what other sellers have to say. I accept cancellations on here, cancels returns on eBay for 17 years. Reselling everything. There you go. Cancellations and returns tend to go through the app, not the seller. That's true too. McClunky's right. Accept cancellations is good business. I love that you guys are saying this, so it's not just coming from me. These are other sellers that have been on here a long time, and they're collectors. Don't need people complaining. Like, I'm glad that we discovered that in your profile, actually, Monkey, because I think that's helpful. And I hope you're not taking anything personal. I don't think you are. Don't need people complaining to support. Exactly. I will send the buyer to the app if I can't make it right. Yep. All great advice, guys. There are terrible sellers on here. And so we need to change that, right, Ed? But I guess they'll terrible sell themselves out of the app so the good sellers can stay in here and you guys can have trust. Integrity is everything to me. That is the baseline of being a seller in anything or any business. Integrity is the foundation of any business. If you don't have integrity in what you do, and I don't care what business it is, then forget everything else. It's just bullshit. So it has to start with that baseline. So if someone cancels something, it's usually my fault, or I'll understand. Here's a good example of a cancellation that happened the other day. This is a great cancellation story. Integrity, thank you guys. Nesquik, I don't know if you're in here, but Nesquik, I saw Nesquik's name and I got so excited and I was like, Nesquik, I've got a Nesquik rabbit for you. Yeah, absolutely, the Monkey Stash. Nesquik, I can look at it right now and maybe say, but Nesquik, I showed him a little rabbit, and after the show, Nesquik wrote me a message and said, "Oh, that wasn't the Nesquik rabbit. That was a Pokemon rabbit. I didn't see it. You didn't see it." And they requested a cancellation. I hit that accept cancellation like you wouldn't believe. Like, that's my terrible Trump. I hit the accept cancellation immediately. Why would I send him something he doesn't want? It was a mistake that we both made. And that was it. So anyway, I'm going on and on about this, and it could have been one sentence, but let's see what Monkey Stash's profile says now. We buy storage units, awesome. Estate sales and collections, awesome. No cancellation, no returns. Bid responsibly, I think, is wonderful, but I don't think it should be. If we're talking in the profile, I think we're going to talk about who you are. Like, I don't have the best profile description, but I would just simply get rid of no cancellations, no returns, bid responsibly, and leave the rest. I don't think that's the right place to express any of that. I don't think it. I would say something like 1 day average ship time, like reiterate that, or something about you guys, where you're at of Trash Monkeys. Like, I love that you wrote that and you wrote your Instagram. That's totally cool. And your TikTok, like, that's all good stuff. We buy storage units, estate sales, and collections, and you have a 5 stars on 2,000 reviews. Like, I would talk about something like that, like just all positive. Does that make sense? Not the best first impression to have in your profile. Exactly, JC. So I hope that helped, Monkey. You accidentally gave me some nice talking points here, and I appreciate it. And hopefully that helps. I mean, you haven't had a problem. Like, most people aren't even looking at your profile, to be honest. Like, they're going to go in your store and buy and not give a darn about what you wrote in your profile. But that's just something I noticed, and it allowed me to talk about why I accept cancellations and why I don't ban people and why, all those things. It doesn't really cost you anything to accept. That's right. Fodder, completely right, 100%. And same thing with when payments do go through. Hold on, Fodder. I love your guys' feedback because it makes this so much better. Having the interaction, and which also is another lesson in what we're talking about, which is chat engagement, which is what we're doing right now. The no cancellation, no returns should be reserved for the storage unit cash grab shows where nothing explained. Yeah, I definitely see that. Although I think reselling, correct me if I'm wrong, I think WhatNot really wants, for trust and safety, you have to start showing what you're selling. You can't just sell a box, like a mystery box, and like, here's a bunch of cards. Like, you got to show what's in it and explain, because then I could see why people would get upset. It doesn't. Let's see. I might have missed some chats. If I did, please send them again. Stand by your product and your experience. Exactly. Inspired. I'm going to go buy something just to cancel. Thanks, Ed. I don't want to scare people away. Right, Monkey. Exactly. Right. Can you message? Yeah. So I just keep it positive. I mean, you're obviously doing a great job. You have 5 stars. You're selling a ton. You have more bookmarks than I can imagine. You should teach us how to get that many bookmarks. I'm going to change it, even though I do cancel. There you go. Yeah, definitely change that. I'm sure you accept cancellations. Well, sudden death versus auction. Man, Trans Hunter, you're on fire today with the questions. I was going to end this, but there's too much good topics you guys are giving me. You're throwing me softballs and alley oops. Let's see. I show everything. That's why I have good reviews. Exactly, Monkey Stash. Good lighting. You want to show exactly what they're buying. Like, here's the C3PO. Like, you know what you're buying. Like, when I go to a stream and I see, this is a bad example. If I see someone bidding and the product's like back here, that's definitely a no-no. Like, what's that Claret's commercial? I hope you guys know it. I had a tuna sandwich and then my brother. So I take a Claret's. Hello, my little babushka. Remember that one? You want to take a Claret's. That's how close you want your product to be. Claret's close. Ooh, I like that. Claret's close. I think that might be their thing. All right. WhatNot was OnlyFans' side hustle. Ed, you're the dude. Ed is like, I think Ed does stand-up comedy on the side. Correct, but the rapid fire 5-second sudden death leaves no room for explanation. Oh, reselling, I know. That's like reserved for like sellers like Blazendary and people. Okay, I show everything. That's why. Great. Okay. I don't understand that either, guys. Just like I don't understand when people cut packs of Pokemon in half. Okay, so next topic, WhatNot versus OnlyFans and side hustle. We didn't talk about that yet. Except, guys, check out Ed's OnlyFans. It's everything but the crotch. He's took over our business. I'm not affiliated with everything but the crotch because I have to move to more professional avenues now. But everything but the crotch is where we used to show G.I. Joseph broken crotches. Everything but the crotch. Check out Ed. For whatever reason, then we did O-ring changes, right, Ed? Is that what we used to do? And then Ed will show his feet every now and then. It's a mess. Point out that flaws. Yes, Trans Hunter, another great thing. Like this is open box. Check this out. Let's see. I'm not sure. Is that open box, chat? And then chat can tell me. Okay, guys, I forgot to write that on the description. That is open box. Before you bid, just know it's open box. There's some dings. Take a look. See what you think. If you have any questions, let me know. This came from a great collection. The collector had these displayed. He put them back in the box. And this is what we're bidding on. So it is open, guys, but it's like brand new. So there you go. Then all that. Okay, so let's see sudden death. I like auctions. I'm not a sudden death fan. I think sudden death has its place for certain sellers that are that can handle that and that have experience doing that, because sudden death can really hurt sellers like myself or you guys with smaller streams. Like I usually have like 15 to 40 people in the streams, and that's not maybe the best thing. Love sudden death. Sellers need to tell people about the max bid. DeRose are great advice on that, because they don't know to do the custom bids. Just use of custom bid when JC Guinness did the same thing. All right, that was a lot of good stuff there. Darth Picasso, welcome. Ed, there we go. That's I know that's the emoji you use the most, so it's already on the top 5 emojis. Let's see, showing the item before the auction starts, absolutely. And of course, if you can, the ideal best practices are to take pictures, nice pictures. Now, I'm actually sellers. I want to learn something from you. Take pictures of the item first, then list it. When I used to list items, the G.I. Joe especially, I used to use the app and take the pictures, and the pictures were perfect. At some point, like last year, it started to become this wide angle nonsense. Is that just, and I had to stop doing it. I couldn't get good pictures through the app. Am I the only one experiencing that? Do you guys have that problem too when you take pictures? Because I'm wondering if it's just me. Like when I'm asking you guys for help on this one. So a lot of the times I'll just use the iPhone instead to take the pictures and then import them. I'd imagine there's tons of buyer's remorse with rapid. Absolutely. Interesting. Well, I feel like that reselling, that's probably mostly shoe streams, I would think, right? And like designer stuff. Photos are not croppable. What? I don't understand what happened, Showmac. I told my my rep a while ago, I was like, yeah, something happened with the photos, and everything else, Whatnot has been amazing and is fixed along the way, because I've seen it all. I've seen where auctions that end early. I've seen every glitch you could imagine and every improvement you could imagine. And when that happened, I was like, I don't even need to contact them. They'll fix it. And that one never got fixed. I never found out why. I'd love to know. Some remorse would also happen with pre-bids. Interesting. Photos are not croppable. It's weird, Showmac. I don't understand. For those that haven't been on the app long, the camera used to be incredible, and I could like belt out, or whatever you want to call it, like all my listings, because I could just do it through the app without having to take the pictures and then import them, which is annoying versus just click. Oh, okay, Showmac. I should probably do that again. I just kind of gave up on it. I probably should write another email as a seller. I don't know why I didn't follow up on it. I think I just accepted it as what it was and just moved on, because I just, again, I've seen so much improvement, and they've put so much into technology and development, software development, all that. So I just kind of let it go, I guess, because the stuff they have done has been indescribably amazing. Like if you guys knew what WhatNot looked like in 2021, 2022, and then now, it's insane. Problem accepting things, then they don't know to fix it. True. No, I agree. That's a good point, especially someone who's trying to give you guys advice. I'm not following that type of advice. Buyer Zoom Pinch is amazing that people don't know about. I agree. I think it's now available on Android. I don't think it was before. Imagine if they had a return policy on here. Oh my gosh. I don't know. What is maybe sellers can put that in notes. Yeah, that's true. Use the notes section is amazing. When you guys came into my stream, did you guys see the show notes, or do you have to click on it to activate the show notes? Zoom Pinch is awesome. I was one of the first to adopt that. Like they put seller tools on, and people were like blown away. And I overused it. Click first. Okay. So I do put show notes. I think show notes are another great newer thing. I love the show notes. I would utilize those. I don't know if everyone clicks on them. Use the show notes. Use the polls, the raid. We talked about all that stuff too. Let's see. Ryan GA is live when you're ready. Oh, wow. I actually am kind of ready to raid now. Perfect. And Ryan GA, that's perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to do more of these. I think we'll have a part 3 coming up. I think this time it's not personal at all. It's helpful or something like that. I wrote in the title. Please bookmark those. It helps me and gets awareness of these. I just want to keep doing these to help out, and for other reasons that I mentioned earlier. Because what's going on, Whatnot, I want to join the corporate side, guys. So help me out, guys. Thank you, Dog Hoss. Got right. Sometimes people don't know that they have to click on giveaway button. Another good one. Ryan GA, I'm about to raid you. Thank you, Showmac. And this will be in my past shows, guys. You can see yesterday's show. I think today's show was much better. Personally, I think there's a lot of good information because of all the interaction with you guys. So check out that. Check out my Instagram, YouTube, all the same name. And you go to the shows, the past shows of sellers. If you didn't know that, you can watch the show. Thank you, Fodder. Appreciate that. Amazing, guys. Thank you, Ed, of course. Well, I'm flattered, Ed. Thank you guys so much. Let's raid Ryan GA. Ed, you are the GOAT. Dog Hoss, you're the original moderator and the smoothest moderator and coolest dude, helper, awesome guy. Thank you for everything, guys. I'm trying to end the show to raid. Sorry, so kind of rambling. Later, guys. See ya. Oh, I always say thanks for the bids, buys, and BS. There was no bid, but I have to say it. Thanks for the bids, buys, and BS. But just thanks for the BS and the support, guys. Appreciate it. See ya. Let's raid.